All right. Okay. Oh shit! I think I'm. All right. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, guys. I guess I need a mic check. All right. So can you guys hear me? Oh, I see. If you guys, you should have a. You should somebody just in the chat. Just give me a. Yeah, we can hear you. All right. First time running this solo. So I see Dylan and Jay Nazar. Can you guys hear me? Anybody? I hope so. Should be able to hear me. My audio is working. So is that any better? Can you guys hear me? Okay, yeah, you got me. Okay, good. All right, thanks, guys. I guess there's a little bit of a delay. All right, so this is my first time doing this without support. I think of it like, oh God, years ago I was a DJ. I would have somebody run the board. I have no one running the board today, so I think we're okay. So assuming you guys can hear me all right, okay, everybody looks good, loud and clear. We hear you good. Okay, guys. All right, great. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We got about 20 on the line so far. All right, so I've got this up here first. We got a lot to get through here, members. I appreciate all the content you guys are posting. Now, first thing up here, this is a new member, Attila the Killa. Great handle, by the way. Now, what's funny is that Attila the Killa was on a live stream. I guess he's been following us for some time. And he was the one who gave me that very difficult count with Phantom Perpetual. And through that engagement, he ended up joining us. And so this is his first time posting in here. And I know this is a little confusing. It's very because you go up to TradingView, you grab the link and post it. Attila the Killa must be offline now, as many members they'll go about their day and they'll catch this later in the day. So I DM'd you, Attila, so that you know how to do this. It's actually, for any members listening, it's pinned in this column where we post up for video content. So Attila the Killa, I'm assuming you'll hear this later. You see here, when you give me this image, I can't dig in there. I can't work with it. So that's not a bummer here, because we want to go and look through this, and I'm curious to see about your work. So what I did was kind of, I can't quite see all your detail. So first up, you gave me this one here. That's the image we were just looking at. Now let me pull this back. And I almost thought, oh, maybe we don't want to do this here, but I thought we'd give it a try, because this is such a challenging count. Both of these are actually really challenging counts, so I thought it would be a worthwhile exercise here for members and YouTube subs. Okay, so I had to kind of pull back here to get some perspective on this, because what you gave me here, it looks like you're You're not in log scale here. So I think you certainly have the range here to be looking in log. Now, this is definitely a challenging count. So if we work off of this, you're kind of stuck with this kind of ugly 1-2 here. I don't see another way to trade it. So the thought being you're going to have to dig, so you'd have a truncated fifth there. Otherwise, that's a pretty clear ABC. Well, I suppose there's two ways to look at it. Oh shit, what are we on, a 4 hour? Can we actually get 5 in there? Oh shit, here, give me a sec here. Oh, because that might affect this is I've got the pivot here. Now, can you get it there? You know, the alternate would be if this is an ABC, and this is, I guess, less about this particular asset than just in general. So what would you do, right? If you're looking at that, so either, oh geez, I don't even think you can do it. I was thinking maybe you could get an ending diag in there, but so either you got to live with this as a okay. So it looks like you can get a 1-2. So it looks like you can actually get a 1 here, but the 3, 4, 5. Geez, I don't even know if you can do it. Let's just see if you actually can do it. Now, this is something that only a hardcore Elliottian would bother to do, right? To see, well, actually, can I do it if I wanted to? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think you can. So right off the bat, I start looking and saying, okay, is there another way I can interpret this? Because this looks very much like an ABC. I mean, you can't really squeeze something in there. Oh shit! Maybe you could go 1, 2, 3, 4 extension in the fifth. I mean, the other thought is that you truncate it here, right? Since this is all wick, and we might move this up here a little bit. You can see we're still all wick here, so you might start the count here. It actually gets a little bit easier. I mean, this is a bitch, right? This is a tough one. So you've got to make that decision into that. So you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would be able to finish that. Just a flow of where we might be. So it looks like you would want to go 1, 2. Now this is a very difficult correction here again. Attila picks some brutal ones. Now, when I say that, what I mean is this is a tough Elliott count. But if you just took the Elliott off of this, which is essentially what I'm trying to do here with just support and resistance. Okay, what do we have down here? All right, so this becomes, you know, if you want to think Wyckoff, right? So kind of accumulation here. Now we push up. Now we don't get all the way back down for the retest, but it's technical. So if I'm going to go ahead and start here because this is too squirrely, right? I think to make a hard decision. So let's just work with what we've got. So I've got an impulse here. Now this does look like you've got to do this in a complex correction here. Oh shit! This is why I had that line on there. This is so tight. You can't. Jesus, I had to go to let's go to a 1, and then let me go down to a 15 so I don't lose my place here. That's why the white line. Because once you do that, you can't find where you were. There we go. Okay. So, geez, I mean, this is brutal coming out of here, but it looks like if you zoom in on it, you can actually get it done. So often you'll hear me say, oh, shit, I don't even like to go below the 15. The only reason I would is because I'm trying to see, is it even possible? Can I get a 1, 2 there? Because this is just a waterfall, right? It just free falls. But in actual fact, it looks like you can at least get a little 1, 2 here. 3, 4 looks like you just have to. Oh shit! You know, there's so much overlap. Clearly, it would be a diag. Okay, but I can get something here. I can get an impulse. Not the prettiest, but okay. So now what am I going to do? Well, let's go back to an hour here. Come on. Let's get back to where I was. Okay, so this you're just it's. You know, long B looks like it ends, so A, some sort of triangle B, even if you did it here. You could probably do it here just as well, right? So you would use that as part of the finish here. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can kind of see it there. You'd have to dig the 4, 5. It's just ugly, right? So you'd have to, the cleanest, sometimes, right, when you're over here and you're kind of backtracking, I don't know, you know, I wouldn't spend too much time on it. How much does it matter? Well, it matters in the context of when we get over to the hard right edge, but coming at this now saying, okay, well, I can dig down there and say, all right, reasonable to call it, it's corrective, obviously, right? I think more likely an ABC than anything else. So this pretty decent ABC here into the X. No, shit, how can we do this? Okay, so we'd have to do it this way. So out of here, we'd have to go A, B. We got an impulse here to the C to get your Y. And these are tough. Not everybody's going to want to spend the time doing this, right? You got to be somewhat committed to Elliott Wave. And the first question is, can you solve it with Elliott Wave? That's always the first question, which sometimes will eat away at me until I can find it, right? It's rarely. I mean, there are times when it's just not there, right? Elliott's not always there, and that's when you dig and you finally go, okay, wait a minute, is this contributing to my analysis or making it more difficult? If it's not making it easier, of course, why use it? So, with that said, if we back up here into the idea that we're going to start down here at this lower pivot and allow for the truncation, which you go to, I just remind you, this last resort, right? It's usually, there's an alternate there if you dig hard enough, but here I think the 1-2 plays pretty well. We're right in the pocket, obviously, right where we want to see the 2. This is just a kind of an ugly correction, but it's, it's there, right? So you kind of are stuck with it. W, X, Y, X, and then it looks like you got to finish with another Z, so you get a triple. So we'd be in here going, all right, can I finish that? Well, just kind of working backwards, I can see the 5 here. So I finished with a 5. So to back into that, which is often what you're doing with Elliott Wave, is saying, okay, where are the 5s, where are the 3s? Now where can I make that fit? Well, if this is going to need to play as an X, which is right off the bat, not a particularly great look. What are you going to do? A, B, C. You might be stuck with that. Well, so your thinking might be, couldn't I just go A, B, C, right? But if you're finishing with a 5, it wouldn't work in that context. So you'd have to do it this way. So here's a clear 3, and you finish with the 5. So you get your A, B, C into the finish here. So this being the 5, so do you know what I did there? So I can work backwards from this 5. Well, if that's a 5, it has to fit in somewhere. How do I fit it in? Well, it seems to play best as an A, B, and then a C. And then the same thing here. I've got this clear 5, so how do I fit it in? Okay, there's a 3, there's a 3, there's a 5. Okay, so I've got a W, X, Y into a Z here. Okay, can I come off the pivot low here? Well, essentially, obviously, clear just a double bottom. Well, lo and behold, I come off of the double bottom with an impulse. Okay, so reasonable. I'm going to put a 1 there. A, B, C. I'm going to put a 2 there. It's deep, but it plays. All right, so let's keep going. So on the larger degree, I'd be 1, 2 here. Now let's get these up to something appropriate here. What if I not use here? We can use white here. So this would be a 1. Decent, right? 2. Okay, where am I in the midst of that? So if that's 1, 2, well, then here's that little impulse coming off of the double bottom here. Well, I got a 1, I got a 2. Well, then I go right into an impulse. So we know we've got just shorthand targets up here. This would be a good 3. Pardon me. I'm 1 off here. This would be a good 3, so this potentially could be higher. So it starts to get more bullish. You start putting this together. Okay, so right now, what I see here is I've got a 1, I've got a 2, right? Seeking the 3. Because within this, oh, that's probably too big. That's what's the problem here. Okay, so within this, I've got a 1, 2 at the highest degree coming off of, we're going to call this a double bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2, well, here's my 3. If I've got that right. Yep, here, this would be, so you guys know here, this is just kind of a shorthand for the 1618, 175. Now, since we didn't make the 1618 exactly, that's going to be, within, probably 25 cents. Let's see. I mean, you guys have seen this enough times, but, we often have new viewers here. So if I do it this way, so here's because I'm coming off of in between, closer to the 50, so you note the gap here. So this would be my target up here. So I get a nice hot box up here saying, okay, I got a target for this 3. I would do it this way. Okay, so here's my target for that 3. Now it doesn't look like ideal length of time, but I'd put it on there and nonetheless. So we'd be looking for that corner on the upper parallel here. So maybe you catch some perfect geometry, maybe. Looks like we're already underway. It's a little bit of a fucker. Let's go down to an hour. So what are you going to have to do here? Well, geez, Attila is consistent. It gives me some tough ones here. Okay, so it looks like you, just first glance, looks like you'd have to do this, ABC into that. So WX, so again, same thing, right? You're working backwards, right? So right off the bat, it looks like, hey, diag. Well, we can't have a diag here, so just process of elimination. What I'm trying to do here, it looks like this is just another ABC. All right, so how do I make that work? All right, I got an ABC, so clearly that's a WXY. XY for my 4 here. Okay, all right, so tentatively, oh shit, we're in log here, but kind of put something like that up. I don't need that to extend all the way. So something along those lines here. So it's corrective. Obviously, we're correcting. We've had this big, giant rip. No. Just things to pay attention to. We have a little consolidation here. Where do we come back to? Right to that consolidation, just above the Vegas wave. But I've got a count here that seems pretty solid. Now coming off of this, oh shit, that looks fair enough there. Coming off of the 1, looks like we're 2 here, so you got to dig a 1, 2. Actually, this is how you're gonna have to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Looks like you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little ugly. Same thing, right? So the same thing here. They look very similar. The price action here is consistently difficult. Yeah, I'll put it there for the time being. Let's go down here. So 1, 2, 3, or there's no way to include that as part of the correction. So the implication would be the 4 is in. 1, 2, and shit, what are we on, a 1 hour? Well, so you likely have to do it this way. 4, so here you're needing to go down to a lower time frame. Okay, I don't love the length of the 2 relative to the 4 is not great. Yeah, boy, that is brutal there. These perpetual futures are tricky. Well, so that's got to be your 2. So you've got to use it. You got to put it in context. Well, I'm almost tempted to go here and just think we had a truncation. But let's put it there just for the time being. Let's go up a degree and let's go to green here. Okay, does that work? So it's tempting to look at this and think, oh, okay, maybe I got to use that, and I'm going to truncate here. Do I really have a 5 there? And it occurs to me, okay, well, if this is the 2 here, all right, so you're already, I'm on a 15 minute, so you're already, it's a bit of a force fit. You might actually, you might have to do it this way to balance that out. Because this is pretty good 3 there. So you might be just process of elimination. Is this a better solution here? It would be more consistent. Well, that's a little bit of a, God, it almost looks like you have to do that. Well, there's the ABC there. So 1, 2, oof, that's not great. ABC. So this is your low. Come here. That you're working off of. Can't say I love it, but let's see if we can make that work. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So you'd have a leading diag to start here. So this would have to be a 1, 2. Oh, let's just put it here for the time being. Okay, so this one I'm going to change that. Let's go sub. Oh, let's go to white here. Okay, do I need that? Jeez, I'm on a 15 minute, which I don't actually like to do the work down here. 1, 2, 3, 4 to overlap 5. So I got a diag into the 1, A, B, C into the 2. Boy, this is. Well, let's label it here. So, sometimes, right, it's better to make sure you're counting for everything. 1, 2. I need an A, B, C. 3, 4. Well, you got to use it. So you're kind of stuck with that. I don't want to go down to a 5 minute. Okay, so there's a 1. A, B, C. There's my 2. Now, this is a bit of a problem. You might have to do this over here. I do this as an A, B, C, a W, X. I think you do. All right, so it looks like you're going to have to go W, X, A, B, C into a Y down here for that 2. Oh, man. Attila, he is a killer. These are brutal. Okay, so 1, right, just working with what I got here. If I go here, all right, it's a little sloppy here. A couple of wicks through, right? Notice right on the edge of the Vegas wave. Then we're good here. So I'm kind of inclined to think that it might work here. Now, often you'll get it and go back and you'll have to do a little editing. But right now, I'm just kind of flying through here saying, okay, but all right. Maybe this works if it's 1, 2. Well, that looks like it's long enough for a 3. I'm going to pull some of this out of here. Get you out of here. 1, 2. Well, we'd have a big overlap here, so perhaps we're better off to go 1, 2, 1, 2. We got another. Jesus, these are very consistent. I will say that. A, B, C. Well, I might need that here, so I might have to do that this way. C, because there's a clear 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. These are brutal. Okay, so I see a 5 in here that I can work with. Okay, so this looks like 1, 2. I got to account for that. Okay, let's go here. Although that looks like a 5. Oh, boy, these are tough. Okay, so I got this 1. If I go 1, 2, here, let me get in there. Tilla is the killer. Okay, come here, you fucker. Jesus Christ, come on. Looks like there's a 1, 2 in there. I got to count for this. I got to use that. Looks like that's there. So let's take that down. And oh, come here, fucker. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, come here. Yellow. Okay. Jesus, that's a brutal start. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so it's got to be there because that's going to be close to 2618 just looking at it. Yeah, we're well past. So I got this. This has to be part of my 4, and then this has to be part of my 5. So you're going to have to. Oh shit! God, that's annoying. Okay, so you'd have to do A, B. Whew, Jesus. Well, let's think here. Do we have an alternate? We might have to do it this way, right? So there are times when you're just staring at something and you just go, fuck, I can't make that a 3, right? It's just a 5, right? So you're kind of stuck with it. So again, we're working backwards, right? So this is such a clear 5, you got to fit it in. So where does it fit? It can't be the correction, so you'd have to do an A, a B, and then a C to finish it. So I'd be inclined to put the 3 here. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish this with a. Well, actually, I get an impulse here. So I've got an impulse from this low. So then this would have to come up here. That's going to have to be a 1, 2. 2, Jesus. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess you can make it. That should go up a degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I off one? Let's see. So this could be here. Let's just see if we can do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can do it. So that'd be 3. That would be 4. Oh, Jesus. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Yuck. 2. 3, 4, 5. So the extension would be in the 1. Okay, so that does work. So I get from this 4, I can get to that 3. So let's take that one up a degree. Whew, rough start today. Okay, so this would have to be A, B, C to give me my 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we're seeking, that's got to go up higher. So the one we're working on now, boy, right off the bat into the sausage pan. Okay, so that's what we're trying to see if we've got that finished. So coming off of this as a question mark, right? What is that? I'm going to take that up. Let's put this in pink. All right, so question mark, because we came off of this. Oh shit, I'm on a 5-minute. Let's go to a 30. See if we can get some context here. Hey, tough finish. One, two. All right, let's get this out of here. Okay. 1, 2. I don't like that. So this is solid. So I don't think I can do the 3 here because that's an impulse and I'd have overlap. Oof. Okay. So let's dig in here. Jesus, I didn't know what I was getting into. 1, 2. So here's your problem child right here. All right, so if that's 1, 2, then this would have to be 1, 2. All right, so that's got to go up. So that doesn't work. We're still trying to complete that way up here. Okay, so I've got this nice impulse here, so I want to use that. It looks like a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me a 3. So this would have to be 1, 2. So let's label that at the next degree. So this would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's get that down a degree. And let's go to, here, we'll just use yellow so it stands out. Okay, so this is the one that's, so if shit, we're at, I got to take that up a degree too. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Fuck. Well, you hear yourself saying that, right? As I hear myself saying that, going, is that, boy, that's really, is that too bullish, right? So, but nothing seems to want to complete here. I'm actually kind of forcing a little bit of a completion here. Unless we're back to more truncation here, which I don't like, because I can, oh, it's ugly, but 1, 2, so here you see kind of the same problem here. This is just a straight line. So how to use it in context? I think you got to go with that ABC here. So you're back to, you're kind of stuck with this shitty start here. ABC into a 2. Let's see if there's something simpler. It looks like I could go WXY. I don't know that I love that any better. This would be an ABC. This could be an ABC. Okay, so let's push this off here. So I'm gonna adjust on the fly. So I could go ABC. I'm gonna end up with my 2 over here though. WXY. Shit, you might be stuck with that. To avoid all the 1, 2s. So that would be 1 more than we need. So we'd have this coming in here. Well, it ain't pretty here, but just right off the bat. So this might be another one. Needs more time. I can get that ABC. So I'd be correct. So this would be completing the correction, and then we start into that impulse. Right here, so I don't spend the entire live stream on this. I'm going to go with this as it sits right now. So it would be ABC, ABC, ABC. I can't say I love it, but I don't see anything better at the moment. Although if I had all the time I needed, I might do it that way. So this would be, this is another one that's going to need more time just to double check all this. ABC. So it's a little, boy, here's where the weakest part of this combination is. But 1, 2, 1, 2. I got my 3. So the 3 would be in here. So this would be off here. And this would be completing here, and this would need to go up a degree. Okay, so all this up here. Oh, kill it. Okay, so let's just now that we've got a skeletal frame of it, one, could that be two? Geez, my machine's lagging today. Okay, that's close enough. Well, so that's interesting. So 1, 2, I need this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is, I think, what's causing that. So it looks like that completes here, but if that's the 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's how I'd leave it right now. So one, I would wick these two off so I didn't lose track of where that was. I can't say I love that. But as it sits right now, I don't see a better way to do it. This looks like you'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what did we just complete? The 1, the 2, and the 3. Oh, tough one. All right, I picked up a challenge there. So from here, if this is going to hold as the 2, if, heavy emphasis on if. Well, you can see how this would be an ideal spot for the retrace. Pick up that structure, and it looks like you pick up some of that structure off to the left as well. So if we come back down here into that 4, looking for the 5 of this to complete here, to complete here. All right. Jesus, I probably lost half my viewers there. Okay, that's brutal, guys. I'm sorry that took so long. They usually don't take that long, but that even that is a little. I'm going to come back to that one. So that. Oh, I'm kind of compulsive that way. If I can't get it, it'll drive me crazy all day. And so I might revisit that. Members, I may post that. If I find an alternate I like better, but for YouTubers, let's see what you can come up with. That's brutal in there. This being your problem, and this being your problem. I mean, you just got a couple of problem areas in there where you're kind of making an educated guesstimate based on what has come after and now working backwards. I can't say I love that too, but I don't see a better solution. I got to deal with that. I don't want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? It's too many. Right? So it starts getting unrealistic. So right now the 1, 2, we're still working to complete the impulse off of this 1, 2. So with all of that said, so let's go back to a 2 hour here and put that all together in context. All right, so take these up. We'll go intermediate. 1, 2, we're still seeking that 3 at that very highest degree up here. So all of that coming back in. Well, there's the median line, and we'd still have. This looks like it's going to be way too far. We'd be in the 4, 5, 6, 1, 8. So if it's 1, 2, seeking the big 3, that's got a ways to go. So all of that, after all of that digging, it looks like it's mighty bullish, right? In terms of, well, that would fit in there under that, which would give us the 3, which would give us the 4, which would give us all of this still pushing higher. Whew, brutal. Okay. Well, from this, let's see. So, it looks like you went. It looks like you might have done the same thing here. So 1, 2, you went 1, 2. Let's get a little dicey in there. You gave me a 60. Yeah. So that's about as best I can do with it, given all the time here, and I probably took more time I should have there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there so we don't stall on that. That's a brutal one. Here's the one that you gave me last week that was so tough. Now, based on the fact that it looks like this the correction has completed and we're taking off here. This is the other one you gave me, which is just a follow-up on this for how to deal with the correction. So I'm all the way down to a 60-minute here. So to put this all back in context, right, here was the very difficult count we worked through, I think it was just last Monday. So 1, 2, then you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting that done, 3, 4. Now the question was, are we done here? Because it looks like this equally difficult here, and this is just working the best you can here. We struggled with this last week, but I think you got an ABC here, you got an impulse here, so you're kind of stuck going ABC into that X, and you get a looks like a diag here to get that X. So it's ABC, ABC. So much like what we just dealt with here. it's odd. The twos, right, it's so typical in crypto, the twos, very difficult to get a read on. But then I get a clear impulse, get a clear 3 into the A, B, C. There's the 3, 8, B, C. Oh, shit. Wouldn't matter. W, X, Y, or either way, right? There's my 4. Now, the thought was, oh, okay, we could be done here. But this looks very 4-like, so you gotta give that a little context and say, well, wait a minute, it doesn't have to be done there. Is there another way to count that? Oh, I should probably take that up a degree. Let's go. So if this is the 4, and this looking very 4-like, well, there's a count that would work here because I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would in turn be, if I focus on this degree here, oh, let's put the wave on it. All right, so you'd be 1, 2, 3. Here's the putting in the 4 here, working towards that 5, right? It's, this is a little ugly, but I don't see a better solution for it. So 1, 2, monster 3, right? And clean impulse, right? You got all of this finishes it. Now it looks like you do have to work this. It looks like you might think, oh, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is okay. Then you have a little truncation there, but which is, oh shit, what am I trying to do here? I don't want the wave. You can see it here. So if you count it out, it looks like this would have to be your 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do that. All right, this is just as difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2. Well, right off the bat, if this is a 1, 2, if in trying to finish that, you don't really love that, right? So you'd be going into a truncation off of a diag. So it looks like you do 5, 3. God, can you finish that? Shit. 1, 2. Where are you going to finish that? 3, 4, 5. You might be stuck with that, which actually may solve that. May make it a little bit better, actually. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, let's just put it here for a second. Let's just see if that works. Let's go. That's so tiny. Let's go down there. Okay, so I'm on a 2. Let's go to a 30. Okay, note I'm in log scale. Okay. Oh, I'd put it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the one is decent. Okay, A, B, oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the A, B, C is there. Now, coming off of this, you kind of want to go 1, 2, which would make you think that's your 1. Well, let's take this up a degree, see if we can make it work. Okay, 1, 2. I can go 1 here. So at a lower degree, if I'm going 1, 2, let's just see if I can make that work. Let's come down yellow. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see here, 3, 4. Right, so you don't want to do that because that's going to screw you up here. So the 1, 2, 3. Unless you can go. Let's see here. That's a 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C. That's good. 1, 2. Well, when you're lost or you're just not sure, well, of course, the next thing you do is start measuring. You're saying, okay, well, where's the 1, 6, 1, 8? Where would I qualify? Could I qualify here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could. We'd be shorter. Oh, it looks like no, that wouldn't work, right? So the 1, 2, the 3. If this is 1, 2, 3, it wouldn't work because the 3 would be the shortest here because I can see the 5 is longer. Well, let's just double check it. Let's just, right. Sometimes your eye will deceive you. That's 1. That's 2. Yep, it's longer. So that cannot be the 3. So the alternate would be if it's 1, 2, 1, 2. It might work. Jesus, Attila, you're just killing me here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's think about that. That could work. 1, 2. Then this would be 1. This would go here. This would go here. Let's get rid of that. This would go here. So it would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's just play that out. So I'm just creating an alternate here. 1, 2. 1, 2. I can't do that. So it'd have to be 3, 4, 5. Now, is that any better? Let's put that off here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Which no, that's not any better. So I don't want to, because you're if this is 4, 5, you've got one too many. 1, 2, 1, 2. Doesn't work. So here's the difficult spot. So let's come back to this as the 1. When in doubt, what's the simplest solution? Let's take that one off. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're just going to live with this as a, you're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, extension in the 5th. Right? So let's label it here. So this is how you're going to have to do it. 4, extension in the 5th. Okay, so now you got that. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't overlap the 1. We truncate here. Well, we don't actually. It's just a true double top. Right, a true double top. Now, Attila gave me in his version that we had gone A, B, C. So I started there, but I think this actually solves it better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, big extension in the 5. So that becomes the 5th over here relative to this 1. Let's get rid of that. To this 1, 2. I'm going to take you up a degree. Let's put you in white. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's change the color. Let's go to blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think that helps us over here. All right, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get an A, B, C into a W. Oh, there's the. Let's take that up a degree. So that goes there. That goes there. That potentially goes there. That goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to do this bit as an A, B, C to give you that W. A, B, C to give you that X. A, B, C to give you that Y. So where are we? Okay, so that's a lot of work to get there. This has got to go up a degree. Let's go micro. Let's put that in. Oh, put it in that pink. 1, 2, 3. Question mark. Right. You might be back here. All of that to get you to the idea that we're putting the 4 in here. All right, so let's, working today. So let's put this one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks technical. Looks deep, but that looks like a 786. Maybe 707. Looks like that's 707. All right, so 707. So A, B, C into that. Now, so we'd have a corner, not a golden corner, but we would have a corner here, which would be a little abrupt. Right, this is so sharp, that's a little bit of a negative, but I would keep it because I got a pretty good target up here if I can get up to that. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it's working on the 5. So it looks like that's got potential to go much higher as well. So all of this, long-winded way to get to a bullish count here that is keyed to that being the 4. All right. So the whole premise was, okay, if we're going to truly double top up here at the 3, and we're going to go W, X, Y through the ABC. That's skinny, but this would have to come over here. 1, 2. So there's the A, B, C of the B. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Well, it's a double top. So this is, you're just kind of stuck with that. Looks like it barely made it. Looks like it's a tick higher. X, A, B, C. 1, 2. So you're just going to have to let that roll a little bit. So you'd have this here. Oh, I suppose, here, now let's pull this all the way back out. and look at the context here. Whew, that's a grind. Okay, so we're trying to finish this off of the. I guess this actually should be up a degree. This off of these larger counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what we're trying to get here. This whew, tough one. 3, 4, working on that 5. All right, so I know this in log scale. This is going to be funky. Even still here, it's the 1, 2 that's disproportionately small, but if anyone's got an alternate there, I'd be curious to see it. I mean, this is the one we dealt with last week. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did we complete? Right, this has to be a 3. I don't see another way to do it, right? So you're kind of stuck with, okay, well, I got a sideways, complex, ugly, fugly 2 and this monster ripping 3. There's my 4, so it looks like there's plenty of upside there. But would I be a buyer here? Well, I'm a retracement trader, so I'd be waiting. 1, 2. If that's going to be the 3, well, here we got a reasonable target for that. We can use this as our target, and we can get if that's going to just keep ripping higher. Obviously, you're going to know there's going to be stops up here, right? So the market's going to want to try and get towards that, as that could be fuel here. So you can kind of see how that could play out. Gets you your 5 up here, which would be the 5 of the 5 of the 5. So we'd have this big lineup of 5s up here. So what we're trying to do is finish this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially. 1, 2. You don't have this. But nothing says that has to stop there, right? So this could be we could be working on the 1 of the 5th. So let's think about that. If that's the case, oh, we got to get more. Right, so you look here and you think, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, am I out of? Is that too far? Is it just looking at that scale? Oh, here, let's take this out. Would this count make more sense? Now, see, I'm out of log scale, right? So it looks different. Now, if I go back to log scale, that 1, 2 really stands out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we dealt with that last week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, still seeking that 5th. Now, the implication here is that if we do finish up here, that you're setting up the completion of that impulse, right? So just keep that in mind in terms of, okay, I'm long and strong and only long. Well, just be mindful of the fact, and you can kind of see how that could just play right out rather nicely. If we were if we finish up here again, all right. If you're buying up here trying to get that 5th to complete, this is where you got to be careful. So the assumption is, oh, okay, I've got a strong uptrend here, but at some point that's going to need to retrace. Right, the profit potential. I talked about this a little bit on Friday. It's a weird thing to be a bull and be wanting it to come down, because I want that. I kind of use the analogy of drawing a bow, right? If you're pulling it back here, I need that energy release, right? Just like you need these little retracements, even though they're shallow, it's healthy for the market. You want to get the weak longs out, and you want to kind of flush that out as longs will take profit, trailing stops get hit. You want that retrace to give it the energy that it needs for the push higher. Now this doesn't have a lot of history here, so whatever we're doing coming off of this low, it's the first impulse. I would just caution you, because I've made that mistake myself before, where you're long and you get so buried and you're down on a 30-minute or 15-minute, and you lose perspective as to where this could fall. Right? We could easily fall back under $1, easily. Right back to structure. Now that said, if this count's going to hold and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're still pushing for that 5, well, you could get some targets here. This is going to be, if that's the 1, that's the 2. Okay, well, there's the 2, 6, 1, 8 length of the 1. Right now we have a baby 1 and a very shallow 2. Just be realistic about what kind of targets you're using. If you get up here to 450 from 14 cents, at some point the temptation to take profit will be very real. Okay, let me get off of these and keep making some progress if I can. Oh man, those were brutal. Attila is the killer. Man, tough ones. Back to back toughies. Okay, let me keep moving. So I got Arcadeus, Arcadeus. I'm not sure how to say that. Arcadeus, copy link. I know he's posted here before. Oh, let's see if I can just put it in here. If I do it that way. Ooh, this is good looking work. Okay, so let me copy this. I know you've been around, Arcadeus. Okay, interesting, right? So this is a trade I've been tracking. I've got a piece of this, and so I've been watching this leading die. We did this in a live stream a month or so ago. I think it was James M. He and I were back and forth on this, saying, "Hey, it looks like there's a nice leading diag here." So note, we are in log. This is an 8-hour to Ethereum to Bitcoin on Binance. Now there's Ethereum. Oh shit, where's our? I guess we don't quite have a new high on Bitcoin yet, but we do have a new high on Ethereum. So this is an interesting count. It gets a little tricky down here because you're kind of stuck with this as a 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 5. So he's going 1, 2, 3. So this would be down here. 1, 2. Let's take that down a degree. Now, how do we like that? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Well, so right off the bat, you see the extreme distortion between the 2 and the 4, which makes me want to do this, right? So right off the bat, I always want to try and you'll find that impulses tend to stay connected, right? And when we go this far askew from the 2, and it takes that much more time, and it's that much deeper, longer, that I will immediately come back here and look and say, well, can I finish it here? And then I'd have a 2 here, and would that work? Well, in this context, it would have to be a 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know that it makes it any better, but this is just a tough count all around. Not that there's a whole lot of easy counts, but every now and then when you get one, it stands out. So 1, 2, you'd have to go 1, 2. Well, you could do it because this looks like a 5. You got a little freestyle. Let's take that down. Oh, shit, maybe I shouldn't do this. All right, I could get lost in the rabbit hole down here if I dig through all of these. It looks like you could do it, though. Let's just... Sometimes I start these and I regret it. So why am I thinking that? Because now I want to complete all of this as one impulse. 1, 2... Can I do it up here? 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I make that work? 3, 4, 5. Well, is that going to help any? If I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, the 4 is too deep, right? So the only... let's see. I can't get out of it. That's interesting. Okay, so if this is the one, and there's a clear 5 here, so let's label it. Jesus, you guys, I don't know if it's the market or what you guys are picking, but these are really tough ones. Okay, so there's a clear 5 here, so we have to use this as the 1. Has to be the 1. A very clear 3 to get it done. Oh, I don't know that it matters. It's a 3. I just maybe a WXY. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, we have to use it. Okay, so can I get a 3 here, right? Is that a candidate for the 3? And that's how Arcadeus was kind of looking at that, going, well, can that work? Well, so the bitch of that is, so you look over here and you say, okay, there's no way I can't use an impulse here because I'm overlapping, right? It's small, but it's enough, right? Which is annoying, but you can't go, oh, fuck, all right, I'm just going to let that slide this time. Well, I mean, you can, but you'll find that that'll come back to bite you in the ass because it'll change your count. Okay, so we got, okay, so let's think about it. So that actually it may make this better. Okay, so I think sometimes you get to digging on this and all of a sudden the thing clears up. Okay, because I have the overlap over here, it's forcing me into a diagonal. Okay, so if it's 1, 2, let's take that up even bigger. Okay, so if it's 1, 2, well, either, so you see what I'm trying to do? Let's see if I can do it this way. Either I'm going to have to try and squeeze this in here, or what may just be staring us right in the face is the obvious. Oh, I think I could do it this way, right? So I could do it this way. So let's take that up. I'll go to minuet. Okay, so then I'm going to, oh, fuck. Oh, that would work. Okay, so let's see. Can we get this done here? This is dangerous to do on the fly, but I'm going to give it a try. Okay, so 1, 2, A, B, C. A, B, A, B, C. So a candidate right now, let's see if it works. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd be looking for an ABC here, right, to finish. Well, what am I finishing? Yeah, I'm just looking ahead. I don't know that that's going to make anything better. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might. Okay, so we could do it this way. So that would have to be. So shit, I'm screwing you up here, Arcadeus. All right, so Arcadeus, obviously you'll still have yours. I'm going to fuss with this on the fly here, see if I can give you an alternate, right? Just based on what we're looking at here. This being the key. So if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I need an A, B, C to finish that. But now looking at what's come up ahead, sure does look like this is 4-like, right? And that would be heading up higher. So can I make that work? If it's 1, 2, oh shit, this would have to go here. All right, all of it tied to this overlap, kind of forcing me into that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. All right, so that works in the context of this as a leading diag. Now A, B. Well, that's clearly a 5, so let's work with that. All right, so, this is just the reality of it, guys. Nobody said it was easy, but we are definitely in the sausage making section of the live stream here. Okay, so I got a 5. So I can use that as a 1 or an A. It's like I can't, fuck. Even a 5, 3, 5, 3. Well, so you see what I'm running into here. So I look at this and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, but this looks like I'm ending with an impulse. So is there a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag that's in there that could be worthwhile? There would be a 5. There would be a 3. 5. Well, maybe I can make that work. 5, 3. Well, let's just check it. Okay, if that needs to be my Jesus, why is that so? All right, let's consider that. Okay, so but if it's 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, then I'd take that back to here. I can get a 3 here. Now that you're squishing that together here. So the 1, 2 here. Now it's anybody's guess here. Oh, 1, 2. Looks like I'd want to do it this way. Okay, so could that do it, right? So we'd have a leading diagonal. That's kind of crazy degree. Let's go subminuet. Okay, so that 5. Shit. Let's put you in something crazy pink. That 5 would come down here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of an ugly 5. So it's a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 leading diag into a 1, 2. So this becomes the 1, right? Which I think is where we left off. So 1, 2. Oh, where's that 2? There it is. Okay, so this. Jesus Christ, come on. There we go. All right, 1, 2. All right, we'll get it there. Oof, working today. Okay, 1, 2. Got to push that off. I'm going to take that up just so I can see it better. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C into the 2. Now this plays a little bit better. Now we start to fit. So from this low, now look where I go, right? So I've got a perfect golden zone. All right, so maybe it was all just here the whole time staring me in the face. Not overcomplicated. It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so there's a 1, 2. All right, so now I've got a good 2. Now 1, 2. All right, so it's starting to look a little bit better. Now 1, 2. Okay, so it looks like to me we're working on the 3. All right, so all of that goes up because this looks like the 4 of the next degree. So if I, let's get this down. Okay, so now we're going to go here. We got a clear 5 here. So there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, working on the 4, there's a 5. Oh, what do I not used here? Let's go back to green. 1, 2, 3, obviously very extremely 4-like. Right there, so the triangle and the 4, but it looks like what that's completing, we're looking to complete the 5 of the 3 of the 5. Jesus. I always wonder if you guys are, when I'm doing these, if you're trying to do the same thing on your own chart, because if you are, this is definitely a bitch. And I'm always kind of curious if you guys are pulling up the chart going, well, let me see what I can come up with here. But I think that's what we're stuck with here. So the 1, the 2 is in here. We still don't have a completed 3, but so we get a clear confirmation and validation point right here. So if we take this out, then this count starts to fall apart. But the 1, 2, big 3 here is looking pretty good. I suppose we take that up a degree. Okay, that took a while to get there, but that's there you go. That's what it looks like, right? That's the sausage being made, where it could be this, could be that. Does that work? If not, oh, where's the 5? Where's the 3? How do I fit that in? There's the reality of it. Now, so I've got a good target up here, so I know I didn't get the 1, 6, 1, 8 here because I got the 6, 1, 8 here. So I'm a little shy here, but the 1, 2, it looks like that 1, 2 is quite good. So 1, 2. All right, we're 1, 2, 7, right? Second most common. Pretty good 1, right? It's pretty substantial 1, so not surprising we didn't get here. Now we go sideways here, and that's lovely, right? And this is good work, Arcaduce. That's nice work on that triangle. Oh, let's go down to a 4-hour here and break that apart. A, B, C, A, B. Good, nice finish there. A, B, oh, nice. Oh, it gets a little tricky in here. W, X, Y into the. So we go. Let's see, did you leave one out? Oh, no, you've got it. Okay, so you've got it. I just can't see it. That's the problem with these lighter colors. So A, B, C, D. So looking for one more down on the E, right? So anywhere in here. Let's get that one. Oh, let's get that one out of here. So anywhere, if it comes up here and you ping that, I mean, we're damn near close enough. If that starts to come over here, now E, right, there's always a bit of a wild card, is it'll underthrow, overthrow, but you're looking for that pivot. So the potential here to get into the long here, I would want to wait for that to complete. So even though it's going up here, it's such, it was always with a triangle, you're in the back of your head, you're thinking, is that 1, 2? And we could go here. But it doesn't look like it. So already it looks like this. You kind of want this, right? So now you're back to, okay, if I'm not in and I'm looking for entry, I want this to come back down here. But I would definitely be watching, right? Because an algo does not care, right? Remember, doesn't care about an Elliott count. I'd be watching for what happens when we get here, because that would still be a very valid triangle. Is E's notoriously they underthrow or they can't overthrow. So you might get your 4 in here because you'd just be working off of a swing, right? It wouldn't matter that it's a 3, right? Remember, algorithm's not going to care. So, but you can see there's nice detail working here. Not much of a B, but that's all you got to work with. What do we got? Let's go down to a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So he's accounting for everything. So that's. If you're really going to get down into the nitty gritty, you kind of have to do it. Well, there's the 3. A, B, 2, 1, 2. Well, that's not a great looking finish, but you might have to do this 1, 2. Fuck, you can't do it. 1, 2, or A, B, C. Doesn't look like you quite have that yet. So this might still have a little more to go to get up here. Actually, you want that to go up a little higher. So you would want this to be the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you really want that up a little bit more, because it's not a great finish as it is. Just looking as there's another way to count that. I think you're probably stuck here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the 3 that comes off of it is solid. So I'd want to see this come up a little further. And then that might change where that pull is. Well, it would change if we take out those highs. Oh, I'd be watching for structure over here. Looks like you got a pretty good spot of resistance up here. So a little bit further. So this would well, so you'd be working on a 3-3, whatever this is, coming back to this. So I want that a little bit higher. Then I like the idea of the triangle finishing here, and you're just looking for that to come back down. You know, play into some of this, trying to get into the 4 to the 5. All right, so good work, right? So this is a it's a tricky counter. ETH and Bitcoin are likely to be going together, so you know who's going to outpace the other, right? I think this is a very worthwhile place to put a portion of your portfolio in, right? So if you're and a lot of exchanges where you have to land in Bitcoin, right? This could just be an easier way to do it. Just trade the cross, ETH to Bitcoin. So you get some Bitcoin exposure, or pardon me, some ETH exposure without having to sell any Bitcoin and then buy ETH with dollars. All right, so I think that's good work there. That's a toughie. God, man, right off the bat. Whew, happy Monday to me. Arcaduce, nice work, man. Very, very well done. And I think that's a very solid count. So you're just waiting for, you'd like to see a cleaner finish on this. And I can't do it. I'm in log scale. You might just put a channel on this. And give it something to help you confirm that you're done. Break it, ideally, right? You get one more push up here, then a break, and then a little retest that fails, and then you start coming down. That's the entry you're looking for. So this would be definitely on my watch list if you're don't already have a piece of it. If it comes down here, I might add a little bit. All right, whew, somebody give me something easy. Oh God, I got James M. Oh, giving me the graph. Well, I know this will be, okay, so this is going to be top left. Okay, so this is his fave. All right. And we are looking top left. Okay, so let's see, do I even need to do it? Any work on it? Oops, that's not that. Oh shit, what did I do there? Let's go back. I'm back here. Oh shit, what did I do? Oh, I don't want to be in Forex Screener. I don't want to be in paper trading. I want oh fuck. There we go. Oh shit, now I'm back here. Get out of here. There we go. All right, let's go back. Jeez, I don't know what happened there. Top left. Let's try that again. Because I didn't make a copy of it, which I should just do right off the bat. All right, now I got something I can work with. All right. And God, this is another one that's been brutal. As you can see, right? So I just bringing it up, and I see all the subdivision here. I know he's been grinding away at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've been. I think this has been the consistent idea that we're working through a leading diag, coming off of this as the corrective low. Oh, James, did you give this to me in log? I think we'd. Well, there's log. Well, there's out of log. Oh, did you give it to me in log? Are we in log here? Oh, see, I can't even pop that up. I guess I can't. Okay, so I think you did. All right, so this would be WXY here. So we're in. So this being the low, this being our significant low. Okay, 1, 2, 3, deep 4, working on the 5 to complete the 1. So we'd be in the, so we've got the A, we've got the B, and we're working on the C here. All of this. All right, so here's the trade that he's working. All right, trying to get that to complete. So we need the bigger extension here. So far by Elliott rulebook, right? You're just what you want to, because if we complete up here, then 5's longer than 3, 3's longer than 1. So you have all the ingredients for that leading diag. Now this is he's got a little Monty magic on here with these with this more separation in the median lines, which you can see how this becomes this gravitational to the sense of the median line. So if we're done here, well, you can just kind of tee that up and say, okay, if we finish here and we're coming back, all of this structure here would be an obvious place to be looking for support. All right, let's see how close we are to finishing that. Oof, that's another cluster in here. Okay, so AB, ending diag. I think that's where we left it last week. Okay, so now coming off of this, 1, 2. Oh, we got to go in deeper. 1, 2. Let's change these colors. It makes it easier. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Doesn't overlap, but there's the 5. So I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got a good A here. Whew, not much of a B. But it's there. All right, so you're gonna have to make do with that. A, B, C. A, B, C. Oh, that's tricky. Yeah, I think you're stuck with that. So another one where barely there. Oh, you could probably truncate it here. I don't know, James. You probably do it this way as equal as well. So you'd get a. Do you finish that with a 5? Oh, shit. I don't know what matters. All right, so here's the correction. This is all wick down here. Never get the first click. W, X, Y, or A, B, C. Again, I don't know that it matters. But if we're doing it the way you've got it here, you're going this way. So you'd be A, B, C into the B here. So either way, you get to the same one. 1. A, B, C into the 2, A, B, C into the 3. There's the 4 that looks like it's technical. Ideally, the ideal spot for it would be a 50. If that's, 1 through the 3, 50. All right, so, and you can just kind of see how that all fits in there. All right, prior resistance, can't get through, gets through. Straw, back to support. Now, A, B. Ooh, that doesn't look like that's far enough to really call that, right? That could have, that A could be still going in. Too soon, right? So you got, well, I suppose you have that to work with, right? So if that's the A, B, C into the B, okay, you got to start on it. So anything up here, all you're looking for is for this to complete. So this being the A, you're looking for something to finish up here. So this being the B, so we're looking to finish it in 5. We got to change that color. All right, so 1, 2. Let's see. All right, so if you can get it done up here, let's just use the angle. Well, here, let's do it this way. Let's do it, be precise, because, pardon me, let's do it this way. I know 5 has to be longer than 3. All right, so this might be. No, I take that back. It doesn't have to be. All right, so because we're not, this is, we'd be finishing, if this is the B and we're going to do it this way, we could finish with an ending diag, so we don't have to be that high. But note here, if we get up towards that, you'd have a nice little confluence pocket right here. So if you got up a little further, I like the geometry here. So anything up here, so we'd be a little short of the algo here getting its target. So the swing here to here's the buy zone. Now, of course, it could go up here, and nothing says it doesn't. It doesn't. It needs to stop right here, although the geometry would be nice. That could easily have one more pop up. So really, all you're doing here is kind of waiting for this to finish, right? Let that finish. Nothing says, right? It could easily go higher, but if you got a pivot up here and you could come back in 3, let's get that out of here, right? Based on how far that goes, right? Where do we get the 1? Where do we get that 5th to finish? Right? So whenever that is, right? This would be up. It was, we just drew it. Well, now you're, down here saying, well, if that comes down in 3. No hesitation, right? No hesitation. You're buying that, right? You got structure here. Oh, I'd put the volume profile on as well. So you waited and you waited and you waited. You waited for this to complete. Now, you could be a buyer here, right? No, it says you couldn't, right? I don't know how much leverage I'd use there, but you might need a little leverage to make that worthwhile, right? Stop would be clear, right? You don't want it to break this, so the diagonal stays in place. Now, is that too much distance? Well, you got to decide, right? If you can afford that risk. Maybe you'd reduce your size, looking for that to finish into the 1, but what you're waiting for is the 2. All right, so the ABC finishes, so we got to put that all back together. Let's go back to a 4. And right, so here we're talking about trying to finish that 1 here, but there could be more in that, right? Because we're trying to get to this pivot up here. Well, here's where we've got a leading diag within a leading diag. Well, for this one, so this one we do have a clear target. All right, that's the 1, that's the 2. We got to at least get this far. All right, it's got to be longer. If we're going to finish this as a leading diag, 3 is already longer than 1, so 5 has to be longer than 3. So if this is gonna finish up here anywhere in this, if this goes 3, 4, 5, anywhere up here would all be good. Finishes that C, finishes that 5. Let's change those colors. All right, you see how you can get lost if you don't change the colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, still pushing for that 5. All right, here's the minimum target. So if you're in it right now, right, you got to get to here. Then you're waiting. This is the one you're waiting for, right? The big 1, 2, the big one. So this completes as A, B, C. You're looking for that one to get into the big ball, big money wave. All right. Oh, another brutal one. Okay, let me keep going. Oh, I got James M. Still. Let's see. How am I looking down here? Oh, we got quite a few to get through. Okay, cool. All right, we can do it. So I got ETH. Let's see, bottom left. Okay, copy link. All right, so you guys have been duly notified. The graph, right? If this rips like he thinks it's going to be, don't say you didn't get warned to get in. Okay, bottom left is the one he likes down here. So this is ETH, bottom left. So I have to make a copy. Bottom left. All right, let's take a look. All right, James, what are you thinking here? So you're giving me a 2-hour. Oh, are we in log scale? It looks like not. Let's pull back here a little bit. So, James M, I don't know if you're on. James, did you? Oh, not log. Okay, good. I just looked up to see if you were on, and lo and behold, the last thing you said was not log. Thank you. Okay, so, all right. Okay, all right, so this, all right, so it looks like we're just calling this our hard lows. And we're going to start the count here. 1, 2, 3, that's nice work, under the 5, right? So hard to argue with this is the 1, A, B, C, hard to argue with that. 1, 2, now let's see the subdivision. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so there's one of those examples where you hear yourself saying it out loud and you go, shit, could it be? Well, unless this is going to be A, B, C, but my guess is, knowing James, that he's going to have thought of that alternate. So if he's going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, he's already done the work, right? So he's already done what I would have been doing, which is working backwards, saying, does that fit? Does that fit? Does that fit? So I'm going to go with him because I know how skilled he is. 1, 2. So 1, 2, got to complete it here. 3. So if this is going to complete there, so let's just mark it off. So if this is 1, 2, and we're going to complete the 3 here, so I have to have a completed impulse here. So 1, 2, that works. Okay, so that completes 1. That's a little, the only, and I know he knows this, right? That looks awfully triangle-like. You're kind of stuck with that. House, is there no, so you'd have to truncate it. Well, that's double bottom. And a 1 hour. Well, I might do it this way. A, B, C. Oh, I don't know that it's going to matter. But I have to do a little adjustment for James, right, just so he knows I'm working. Okay, so 1, 2 wouldn't matter, right? So this would be the 1, 2 coming out of here. So you avoid this, what looks like A, B, C, D, E, right? So you can, one rule you can, well, like an overlap in the 4, you can never have a triangle in the 2. Right? It's a hard rule. But it's A, B, C, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's see. Did I alter that? I don't think I did. So we're trying to get to, so this needs 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. So, so you've got this slop here to finish with. So right off the bat, you want to be thinking contracting diagonal. Right? I know that's what he's thinking here. All right. So you're finishing there. So that's why he's. Oh, I guess you'd. Well, that's far enough, right? So you calling that a 5, right? You know, you're kind of it's a bit of an Elliott shuffle here. So you'd be A, B, C. So we'd have 3 A, B, C into a 3, and then you're kind of squishing a 5 in there. We are on a 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like you can get it. Looks like you could get it. One, 2, 3, 4. Extension in the 5th. Okay, I like it. Right? You see, you had to do a little digging, right? So I'm sure that was a bit of trial and error, because right off the bat, you'd want to go 1, 2, ABC, right? And go 1, 2, but you can't. And that kind of guides you. So this is another good example where you're kind of working backwards. Okay, something finishes here, and it finishes with a contracting diagonal here, or an ending diagonal. So if I've got to factor that 5 in, how can I make that work? Well, if this is the 4, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You're kind of stuck with that. So so the running flat actually is a good solution, right? So well done, James. All right, so now we come here. So this is the 4. Ooh, so that looks like a WXY as well. All right, so A, B, C, X, A, B, C. So let's just work it up. So all right, so that would be 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 3. Okay, I can live with that. ABC here. So, oh, Jesus, there's the same kind of thing, right? There it is again, right? Interesting. So, do you see how we finished the diagonal here? It's the same thing here. You got the same ending diagonal in that 5th to get that 5 in. I have to change the colors or I get lost, right? And the degrees, right? It's a good habit to get into. So this would start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's good. A, B, C. What do you think? Oh, A, B, C, D. What are we doing there? A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I'm with you. All right. So triangle 4 completes it. So I'm going to guess we need this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do. All right. So that gives us the 3. Let's pull back out. Okay. It's nice work, James. Look how it comes back to the median line, right? It's just gravity. It's reversion to the mean, to the median line, right? It's a simple mathematical concept, but you see it in the markets all the time, right? We revert to the mean. We're coming back to the mean. So thus median lines are, I don't know, I would not have a chart without them. I don't know if anyone watches here how you could possibly watch what I do and then not use those. It just seems insane to me. So if this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we finished the 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is, geez, I got to pay attention here. So what did we get there? So let's back up here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I like that. So the 1 and the 2 is here. So we get a good 3, A, B, C. So here's the running flat of the 4. And now it looks like we're kicking into an extension in the 5. All right, so now that we can track it all. All right, so this is 4, 5. Oh, interesting. Well, that's ballsy there. I didn't even catch that. Well, that's interesting, James. That's big time. In terms of just extrapolating what that's going to do for the targets. Let's go out here. So 1, 2. Oof. So from our low here at 1700, 1, 2, 1. Oh, that's ballsy. Okay, so 1, 2. Well, okay, I can see why he's doing that. Let's pull back out here. Boy, is this bullish. This is an uber bullish count. Okay, so 1, 2. Yeah. Well, you see what he's doing here. So he's going 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Because it can't be the 3. So he's looking for 3, 4, 5, right? If this is going to hold as the 1, 2, whew, that's bullish. All right, well, that seems to be what may be happening in Bitcoin. We're going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 with these shallow 2s. So all the subdivision here is good, right? So we just worked through it. He's completed something here. So it's not going to be the 3. It is not going to be the 3. So, boy, we got to live with that shallow of a, look at the, do we even make the 23? Probably not. If that's the 1 there. That'd be mighty skinny. It's not like it's, I mean, there's no requirement that we do that. It's just unusual that it would be that shallow, but, you know, we're in unusual times. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Let's go to the hourly. I got to wrap my head around that. Big 1. I just have to put them in a brighter color. I can't see them. 1, so we'd be going to 8. Okay, so you're going, I got to put that in yellow so I can see it. A, B, C, ballsy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got an impulse there. So he's got to account for that. So process of elimination. Okay, I've got a significant pivot here working back. I got to factor that impulse in. All right, so there's the A, B. So, okay, that's a pretty big B. So this here, that would work. I'm just going to change the colors just so I can see them. Okay, A, B, C, right? So there's a candidate for an A. All right, we're not too far for that B, right? It's an expanded B. Okay, we get a golden corner coming out of that. So we get a diag coming down. So this is the B. I got to change them. I can't see them. Okay, so there's A, B. Whew. All right, this is an aggressive call. So he's got that ending in an ending diag. 1, 2. So there's the ABC, ABC, ABC into a golden zone. Unusual count, right? But it works. So you'd be, well, let's see. What's the alternate, James? That we went 1, 2, 1, 2. Looking at this, James, and I think you're listening. It looks like you could interpret this as a. Is it any better here? Let's just think about that for a sec, because it looks like you could play this as a 5 as well. Right, and I'm going to guess you thought about this, right? It looks like you could get that 5 in there. So you could have a 1, 2, which would mean it's 1, 2, 1, 2 of the. So this would be our 2 here, right? And I'm guessing you have that already. You've already thought about that. Well, here, let me play that out since we've got this. Oh, just so I can give you an alternate. All right, so this is the 2. It's aggressive, right? So this would be A, B, C. So that would be our 2. So it would be a running flat into a golden zone. So this is the hook, right? So you've already got your 80%. You see that from the golden corner? You got your 80%, right? So you already burned that 80. So with that said, it's not that I would not refer to that. I'm just going to take it off just to loosen up the chart so we can see a little bit better into the chart. So let's just consider that possibility. If we went 1, 2. So this is kind of floating as could be here, could be here, could be doing it the way you've done it. So the question would be because you've got a clear ABC here, so the 2 could be here, and I can get a 5 here. Could I get an ABC here? Well, so let's just consider this. I'll just put it up here as an alternate. We could go 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 would still all be yet to come. So could we turn this into an ABC? Right, does it get any better? I don't know that it does. Boy, it's the same problem, right? You're making do with what you got there. Oh shit! Here, let me do it this way. God, brutal work today, guys. Really, nothing easy so far. I like the ones where I can say it's impossible to miss it. Oh, well, just at the broader structure here. I mean, we'd have to consider the possibility we've got a 3 there. Oh, it looks like you could actually do it here. All right, so you could, it barely, right? You're barely covering. All right, so we could do it this way, James. A, B. Can we? We may not be able to finish that. 3, 4, 5. A, B. Oh, shit, I hate to fuck with that. Let's see. Well, okay, so same idea. Working backwards here, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's ridiculously big here, obviously. Let's go yellow. Okay, so I can get the 5th to finish there. I'm going to push that out just a bit. Okay, so I can work backwards from this. So let's consider that as a candidate. So there's a 5 that finishes it. So I see what he's doing is going A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to do it via a diag. But it might work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the 1, 2 is tiny. I know 1, 2 because you need the next 1, 2 to make the 3, 4, 5 to make that work. Oh shit! Is it any better this way? If we're working it as a diag here, I don't know that it's any better here. If that's the 4, A, B, C, it's kind of a squish either way, right? So that okay. Let's just consider this. We've got a significant pivot here. I don't think we're going to know until we see how this finishes. And what we get here. So just to simplify it here. So the candidate would be A, B, oh shit, B, C. Oh man, shit. Maybe we'd have to do it this way. Oh, here I'm going to simplify it rather than bore you guys to death here. Let's do it this way. Right. So working from that 5 backwards here. This looks more like an A, B, C to finish that, and I'm sure I can get an ABC out of that. One way or another. So let's just do it this way to simplify, right? So you'd have to keep that as an alternate, which I'm sure James would, right? So that's as a possibility that we want 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we're in the 3. So it would be a function of what comes off and how far does it go. So if it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. So we're looking for this to complete as a 1. So we did get a 1. It looks like a 1 tick break there, but they stayed with it clearly. Right? It's just tick. They just tagged the target to the tick, right? So looks like that's right on. So it looks like he did. It's not. Right, well, they stayed with it for whatever reason, right? Tick to tick. 2. So it looks like we're just trying to complete the 1 here. So sitting tight for the 2 of the 3. Well, what could be the 3 of the 5th, or the, as he's got it labeled. If the 2 is over here, you're still in the 1, 2 of the 5th, right? I guess this won't really matter until we see how far this goes. And then, so what you would do, right? You just put a note here, right? The 2 could go in either spot because you could probably make it work either. Neither one is clear cut, so as I'm just kind of fussing with it, the basic structure here looks like a 3. So it's one of the other, one of the 2, and we're still just looking into the 1 of the 3rd of the, well, at what degree, right? So of the 5th. So all of that very bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still, so the idea being that this is 1 very, very shallow 2, and then possibly another 1, 2, right? Can't get much more bullish than that. So these are shallow 2s, or, again, or right, the 2 here via the way he had it, which was a B, C, to put the 2 in here. You're still working into the next impulsive structure. I can't even get it over. All right, so this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what's there. Right? You find yourself going, God, could that really be that bullish, and that we're going to have such shallow 2s? I'd be a little suspect of it myself because they're so shallow. But I think his count is more conservative than mine. 1, 2, 1, 2 is more bullish. 1, A, B, C is less bullish, right? I'm putting another impulse in. but just kind of working off of what's there. Either way, so here's the last technical pivot, and we just tagged the target. So we can, the Elliott, when it's this difficult, you would refer, okay, so then it just becomes a decision matrix. Okay, so I'm not sure about this, right? Nobody, I know he's not, I'm not, right? Nobody's sure about it because it could be played either way. So what can we be sure about? Well, we know we've got an algo that's just tagged its target here, right? So we can see it, right? We can see what just happened there. So that said, if we start to retrace here, we can complete an impulse here. So the idea being that if it's a 1, well, since they used this pivot, right? So we know they used this, right? It just got its target. So we know this is a hot pivot. All right, so let's just draw it up, right? Same thing you would do no matter what, right? But we have the benefit of knowing that the algo used this pivot, right? So we had a perfect 618. Oh, actually broke by a tick, but we just got its target. So now you're just on hold, right? You don't want to fuss with this up here. I don't want to short it. I don't want to buy it at all-time highs. Right? That's not, well, I mean, if I was just desperately anxious to buy it here, I might do something like that, but it's got to retrace, right? It's just like we were saying before, it's just like throwing a ball up in the air, right? Eventually gravity is going to bring it back down, right? So they just don't go straight. I mean, if you've ever day traded and watched how the market moves, they just don't go in straight lines. Unless something's fueling it, right? News related, something where it would extend it. You need the retrace. You want the retrace. So for this to come back down into this pocket, then I think that's a no-brainer. You would buy it. All right, just looking at all the structure in here, you could just work off of that. So any sort of a 3 that comes down, I think you could be pretty aggressive there. Whether it's 2 here or 2 here, either one, we still got lots to go. In the next impulse, we can finish one here. So now you're just waiting. Now nothing says that that's done there, right? It could easily keep going, but I'm just, from a lot of years of doing this, let it retrace. It's just a smarter way to do it. To try and buy it up here, you can just feel the overextension, right? So here, RSI is hot. Now we don't have a MACD cross yet, but I'd be watching for that. Here, right? So there's the perfect example here where it doesn't cross back over and then it comes back down. So here's the failed. Oh, that's a good example right there. Actually, this is just what you want to look for, and a great example, just a textbook. Like I can't try and teach you guys this here, right? So somebody bought it right there on the assumption that that was going to keep going, right? Because they bought the breakout of that was the previous all-time high. So what happened to this buyer? Right? Did he take it all the way down from where he was a buyer at, what was that, 46.7? Did he hold through 43.29? Not if he's levered. Probably not. But here's what I was trying to show you. Oh, this is a common technical setup here. So if the bulls were going to take it and run, you would have anticipated more here. We couldn't even get the MACD to cross. You got divergence in the RSI, and it rolls over. Now that's something has topped there. So that great work, James. It's difficult count, very difficult count. Jesus, everything we've had today has been difficult count. So you're just sitting here waiting, right? Wait for the retrace. It's just a safer way to do it. I know, right? You FOMO, you feel the FOMO. Shit, man, it's going. That's a new all-time high. I want to get it. It's like 30 years of doing this. I can just tell you that's a terrible place to enter the market. Even just a little retrace, right? Even if you're so impatient, you got to wait for a little bit. Something like this, just a little retrace, right? So at least you're not buying at the all-time high. That is, trust me on this, right? I wouldn't tell you if I thought that was a good place to buy it. I'd be first in line to say buy it, buy it, buy it. All right, let me keep walking. Tough. All right, Woo Wonka, God, please tell me you give me something not so brutal. Oh, give me something easy. Well, we got a pretty good number of people watching, so hopefully I didn't lose too many there. But those are, oh shit, I got to make a copy. Yeah, those are tough counts. Okay, this looks good. Woo Wonka. Woo Wonka is on my list as most improved. One of our most improved traders, members. I thought he was bad when he got here, but he's just upped his game up. Okay, so I'm getting multiple counts. All right, so working backwards, clearly we're in what would appear to be a 4. So where are we here? Oh, so here's our COVID low. Well, they're all kind of the same, right? Where the 1, 2 is a challenge. Oh, so let's look here. So which is the lower low, right? That's what you got to ask yourself here. So you could go 1, 2, but I don't know that you want to. Oh. Okay, so one possibility is that you're doing it over here. That's deep, but so this count would go off to the side. So you'd end up here. Oh, Wonka does big numbers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's not a great. Oh, I think you have to do it that way because of the overlap. You need a diag there. 1, 2. Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, will. Okay, so 3 wouldn't be the shortest there. So that's I think an alternate to consider there. That's how you got into it via the diagonal A, B, C to finish via the leading diag to start that. So 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us the 3. This 3 is not the longest, but it's not the shortest. 3 long sideways 4. All right. Okay, 1, 2. Well, it's either 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3. Well, right. So when in doubt, right? When you're just kind of looking, okay, could be this, could be that. Well, that's a pretty good rip. So, yeah, it would work. Oh, Wonka, did you give this to me in log? I think you did. I don't know why his numbers are so big, but okay. Let's take that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would imply that we finished. All right, so this is his alternate. I'm going to pull that off just for a second. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is probably a triangle. That works for the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you can see the temptation to make this a 3. All right, so let's think about what we just did there. 38. Boy, it makes you all the more want to make that a 3. Can't do it because that's not an impulse, right? So the 1, 2, 3, 4 it overlaps, so you're kind of stuck with that. So either you go 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that could work. Nope, you can't. Right, so I don't like because this is a triangle. So it looks like that's. I'm gonna guess he's kind of thought through this, right? So a lot of times I get these. I'm doing the thinking. They've already done the thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got to label it. So if that's the 1 and that's the 2. Okay, 3, 4, and 5. Let's take them. Oh, let's put them in white here. Okay, so there's your first blush. Well, if that holds, if we're gonna play that as a triangle, right? It does the process of elimination for you. I'm not sure what that, but there's a 5, right? So there's a clear 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear 3. Clear 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can end it with a diag. So I think you got to play that as a triangle. So that eliminates the possibility of that as a 2. Because if you went A, B, even if you try to truncate the C here, doesn't look like you've got much of an impulse there. Well, now we are, oh shit, we're on a daily. All right, let's go with this. All right, so this completes the 5. So we're going to finish the 4 and we get the big extension in the 5th. I'm not sure what you're doing with these. If they're tied to, what are you doing with those? You have to explain to me what those mean to you. Consolidations. There's tied to some. I'm not sure what those are tied to, Wonka. But let's just go with the idea here that we've got a B. or WXY, right? So it looks like that's an ABC to finish. So just that alone kind of solves that part of the puzzle. If that's an ABC that finishes it, well, then the only choice is that we have to do it as a W. And so it looks like you can do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the A, that's a clear 3 in the B. So it would be this way. So we'd do a WXY into the 2. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, there's a little tricky. Well, that's good detail, Wonka. Nice work in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, let's see if we go down in time. Well, interesting your choice of colors here. A, B, C into the 2. Okay. I got to go down a little bit lower than that. WXY. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we? So you got to do it as a diag, I guess, right? Because you have to finish with a 3. So you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get that 1 A, B, C into the 2. I see your problem here. You're kind of stuck with that. Well, there's 5 there, A, B, C. So you get a running flat there. If you can even do it that way. A, B, C. I see what you're thinking. Okay, so not much of a 2. But the 1, 2, the 5 is clear as a bell, so you've got to account for it. So you got to go 1, 3, 3. That looks like you can get 5 into that. So I'm with you there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, or 5. We got a leading diag to start it out. A, B, C into the 2. Okay, that's good. Good work. We want to go. Okay, now do we have a true impulse here? Yeah, we do. 1, 2. Ooh, yeah, it looks like it's long enough. Let's just double check it, because that would screw it up. I'm gonna. Pretty sure he's already got that checked. So 1, 2, 3 triangle. Oh no, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so good. So the impulse works. We don't overlap the 1, but just force a habit. I just do these. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So just a waterfall. Right. So you're kind of stuck with that. So that plays as that 3. So 1, 2. Right, the distortion is extreme, but I don't see a better solution. 1, 2. There's the big 3. Perfect 4. Oh, this is nice. It's very nice work, Wonka. Very nice. Okay, so this is the challenge, right? So he dealt with that very well, right? So that because if you're new to Elliott Wave, you'd be really kind of cock-blocked there. You'd be wondering what the hell. Right, so you have to look at all. So it's the possibilities, and that just comes down to working with it enough to go, okay, it's 3. It's 3. Can I get that into a 5? If it is a 5, if I work backwards, can I make that work? So this is really a difficult count, because it would be very tempting to think 1, 2, and then you can't quite make it work. Or pardon me, if you were just brand new to it, you'd be thinking 1, 2, 1, 2, but you can't get an impulse there. So yeah, it's well done. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. That gives us the 5. So into the triangle 4. That's all quite good. Now here, I kind of understand what you're doing. There's your prior pivot. So working off of this just as a support zone, that looks all quite good. All right. So A, B, C, D, E. All right. So shit, you could buy that right there. Add them to the dollar. I wouldn't hesitate buying that. Well, so why? Because you've got just perfect risk-reward scenarios, even if you bought it right there. Right, you got some upper targets here. Obvious spot where you're wrong. There's 4.8 to 1, right, if you're going to get some of these uppers. Now, if you only got it here, right, then you have to think twice about it. You're not quite 3 to 1. I would tell you 3 to 1 at minimum. Well, you're pretty fucking close, right? So, get 3 to 1, right, in your target. So ideally, if you bought it here or on the first little retrace, now you'd have a little over 3 to 1 to that first target. Now, let's go to the hourly. I know, easy in hindsight. Oh, fuck, can I get that any smaller? Well, I guess I can't. 30. So the idea would be, right, so this is just classic example, right? If you think that's the 4 and you're not, well, let's wait. There's the first retrace, right? So you could do it and put your stop right there. I'd want to give that a little more room because I wouldn't want to get, if this wicks out a little bit more, it wouldn't blow up the count. You'd just push this off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you can kind of see how that could be finishing with 5 there. 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5. So I wouldn't want to let that wick me out. Maybe, right? You don't know, right? Until you see, does it roll over here? A, B. It's not gorgeous. But I'd be cautious, right? So if you didn't get this, see, this would be ideal, right? So if you caught the first little retrace, now you're a little bit late, but you're not so late. So if you bought it right here because you're sitting here watching and you're like, hey, shit, that looks pretty good. Well, the first assumption you'd be making is that we finished via an ABC, and this is 1, 2. So this wouldn't be here. It would be 1, 2 at the lower degree. So this would be 1, 2, and you're working on 3, 4, 5 of the 1. Now the alternate here, if you like this, or you've been eyeballing Adam, is let that finish, right? So now you'd have conviction that the pivot was in. If I come off here with a 5, because see, if it's a 5, it's either going to be part of an ABC or it's going to be the 1. So if it's part of an ABC right here, then that's possible, but this would be a safe bet here. So you'd be looking and leaning into this based on what comes here. Even with the 3, you could trade the 4 to the 5, but if you want to be a little more conservative for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe the last trade you took a loser and you're a little more conservative, or you kind of like this but could go either way, then you could trade it right now and just try and wait for that to complete. If not, then you just let it finish because it will finish. Look at the scale. If this is the 1, 2, you're not going to get a 6. Well, shit, I mean, anything's possible, but most probable you'd finish it something like that, right? Given the scale of the 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, just typical scale. So if you get that completion and we get 3 that comes down, this would be comfortable, right? All of that structure here, all of that, the market just kind of hovered here, buying and selling, right? Plenty of business getting done, but we're really just in the range from this pivot to this pivot. So we're in the range. So when you're in the range, so you have to look at it this way. So do I have any advantage here? Do I have any edge? What's my edge in the market? Well, okay, I'm buying off of a support structure. Okay, that's 1, right? Is 1 enough for you? I look for more than that. I want to know what else is there that I can lean into. Well, the Elliott count would support the idea here that the 4 is in, right? I might even let's take that up so it just stands out a little bit more, that the 4 is in here. But, right, so you can't be definitive about it just yet because you don't have it yet. A, B, C, D, is that done? You didn't get a great finish here in the E. Let me think about that. How are you going to finish that? A, B. Do you really have 5 there to finish it? So just there, right there alone, right? So if this is B, so I can see the 3 here. So I got an A, B, and I got a C. So now, do I have the right ingredients there? Well, it looks like you'd have to do it this way. A, because this is a 3. Now, look, right, so this is what would make you pause. Well, right, I think we just did this. I just looked at this. I'm probably going over it a second time. You can see how this could potentially roll over again. Fuck, get out of there. 3, 4, 5. Now you get the E. A, fuck, even that is ugly. A, but I'd be working off of this this would be more likely to be the B. That's ugly as hell. Really not far enough. So well, let's see. So the alternate would be you're doing it as a WXY, right? So that's how we could get that finished here. So you could be A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X, A, B, C, Y, right? So you can get yourself back here and say, okay, might be 1, 2, right? So that, because it could be either, for me, right, unless I was just I loved Adam, right, and I just wanted a piece of it no matter what, then I might approach it a little bit differently, right? So, I mean, it's a reasonable spot to be a buyer for a long-term hodler here. But if you're trying to nail the entry here, and the question mark is, do we have the E here? Do we? Well, how would you know? You wouldn't know until you got 5 off of that. So back to where I was. If this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now I know the higher probability that the 4 is in here because I came off with an impulse, and I can see the. Oh fuck! All right. I mean, it's that's all you got, right? So if I get this coming off of here, then I can lean into this. Okay, whatever it is, however you count it. Fuck, there's probably 3 ways to count it, but you can come up with this here as the completion of the correction. Now, right? So either you want to play early because you know you're all over this, you watch it a lot, you're all this is one that's on your radar, or you wait for that. Now, if we got that, of course, you put some median lines around it. Right now, you got this. Now you got all of that to work with here, and you have more conviction in the pivot here because you got a 5. So, okay, good. That's great work, Wonka. Really well done, right? And good to identify this. This is tricky, right? Nobody knows what this is yet, right? We can't call the pivot in. You can say, well, it came down, tested support, but do we get a 5, right? That's the key. All right, Frade 57 back with, I was thinking it was Neo, but it's, I don't know this one. Near to the dollar tether? I don't think I've ever looked at this one. All right. Okay, let me get that up. Hang on a second, and I'll be back in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm back here. So what do I got? Near to the dollar tether. I don't know anything about near to the dollar tether. So new one for me. But I get many of my ideas from these live streams with members posting. Oh my God, there's so much content, that so many charts, so many setups that get posted in our Discord. Can't keep up with all of them. Okay, so near to the dollar tether on Binance. All right, so of course, when I get this like this, I have no idea where we are in the bigger picture. So I got to pull out and say, okay, where are we? 1, 2. All right, that'll work. WXY. Oh shit! I don't even know that it matters here. Clearly, that was the correction off of the initial swing. Pretty deep. Okay, so that's kind of weird. So what are we doing there? Are you doing? What are we doing there? Did you? Oh, I think so. You've given me a triple. I see. Okay, so I think what he's doing here is he's giving me the detail into that. So there's 1, 2, 7. Okay, so good candidate for the 3. Nice work, nice detail work, Frade 57 on this. So I'm gonna push your flat off here so I can see it. Okay, that's too big. Okay, 1, 2, 3. See, the flat is the last resort. If it can't be anything else, you go into the flat. Okay, so you're going. How are we getting a flat into this? Where are we finishing that flat? WX AB. Well, I don't have a flat here. That could be far enough. Oh, okay. I think I see it. Oh shit, man! Can we finish it that way? So he's looking at it this way: ABC, ABC. That's a. You'd have to do A, B, C here. Okay, so that's how he's doing it, through the WXY for the 4. Gosh, always such big degrees. So WXY. All right, I don't see a better solution. God, that's so. So your first thought would be you'd want to put it here. And could you have a diag there? 1, 2, 3. That's all one wick, right? So, all right, let's just go with the count as it is here. So running flat. So this would be the 4 via this WXY. WXY. Oh, that's a little shaky. That's what's there. Okay, so I like the idea here. I would want this all to be one self-contained impulse. So, but we're getting. So, do you see the imbalance between the 2 to the 4? WXY. Boy, that's a massive imbalance here, but of the 2 to the 4. So it would make me, well, let's check it. Right to a 50. So is there another way to count this here? I suppose the alternate would be that we went 1, 2, 1, 2. This plays in my mind, right? So if I've got a self-contained impulse here, which I think you do, right? So coming off of the low, you've done all this subdivision there. Well, okay, think of it this way: we're out of log, right? So this is the impulse you'd be trying to complete. I mean, it's Oh, pardon me. Shit, I'm catching this as I pulled that out here. So right off the bat, we got a little bit of a problem because we've had this overlap. So already, all right. So that confirms it for me. So because I've got a completed impulse here, I don't want to go. Well, let's see. I don't know what you're thinking, Freud. Are you thinking 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag? Right. Given the overlap here, I know you're. I don't need to tell you about the overlap. Well, okay, so this is completed. So this is what I would think here. This is because of the overlap here. If you're going to hold to the 1 here, I mean, even the count as you have it, unless you were thinking 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, which maybe you were. Did you make a note? No, you didn't. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. All right, so we'd have a leading diag. We could do it that way. That's got to be what you're thinking. Well, if this holds as the 4, I don't like it. I don't like it. This 4 to this 2 doesn't work for me. So I would just right off the bat, I'd have an alternate that I went 1, 2 here, 3, 4, 5. Just because of that, right? So so if you're looking at this right here, you know, I can see how you're getting there, but just the striking imbalance between the size of the 2 to the 4 is pretty substantial, right? So this is going to be the 4. Oh, what's the B? I can't even get that hot. Sometimes that won't move for me. No, it's not going to do it. Right, so there. So we'd be this much of the 4 relative to that 2 would make me suspect of that count as it's labeled here. I see what you're struggling with here, right? So this is, I would just consider this as an alternate, which we're not going to know until we see how far this goes. So this would be 1, 2. This could be 1, 2 of the bigger 3. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Now you don't have an overlap problem. He's got there's a little Monty magic here. So some longer term support and resistance levels looks like he's factoring in here. So let's consider this just as something else to consider, Freud, beyond the 4s in that we want 1, 2. Okay, well we'd be working on the 1. So let's try a 4. A, B. So here would be the 4. So that would be your candidate for the 2. Let's take that off. Okay, so let's get that. Fuck. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, okay, looks like might have no alternate. Let's get that. Okay, so 1, 2. Whoops. This is the alternate. We went 1, 2. A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2. We get an impulse there that completes. So Okay, that would be in sub. Let's put that in. What do I got here? Let's go white. Okay, so there's a clear 5 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a diag, right? So it overlaps. So we've got a leading diag into the 2. Hang on, I don't think that works. It looks like you've got a lower low there. No, maybe not. I got to check it. Nope, you got it. So you're okay. All right, so okay, so Jesus Christ, today is just brutal. These are tough. Yeah, okay, so it looks like you can get a 5 out of that. Well, as it is, how we gonna let's go down to a 2. How are we gonna get that into a 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Okay, I'm with you. You left a little out here, so we could do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't overlap 5. So there's A. Oh, fuck. Come here. There's A, B, C. All right, I'm with you. Boy, that just barely covers, but it does, right? Check other exchanges, but okay, A, B, C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Good luck. Let's go with it. 1, 2, 3. We overlap, right? So this is why this is always a good idea, so you don't lose track, right? And go, oh wait, oh, well, can't be. So this has got to be. Oh, already you can see how that creates a little. Well, pardon me. We could do it as a 5, 3, 5. So, yeah, you'd have to. Okay, so this. Let's take this up a degree. Okay, so if we're gonna use every little swing, which we want to try and do. So there's a 5. Let's put that. Oh, fuck, come here. That's in there. Okay, so I've got a 5. So I've got a 5. I am on a 2 hour here. So 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I've got a leading diag here via 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Okay. Well, I suppose you'd have to do it this way. A, B, C. All right. 1, 2, 3. You're going to live with what you got there. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's label it up. 1, fuck, come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, solid 1. A, B. Oh, shit. Looks like you'd have to do WXY there. Because I'm finishing with 3 A, B, C, so I got to work backwards. So A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So that's a good 2. Looks technical. Looks like that's a 50. Just shy of a 50. Got to third target, so I know that's a reasonable location for a 3, 3, 4. Okay, so far the count's intact. This is a little, boy, this will be your problem spot if you end up failing. This is where you'll have to come back to because of that double bottom. But okay, let's go with it. This should be up a degree. 1, 2, well, that'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take this up 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all good. A, B, C into the 4 relative to this 1. Okay, so let's pull back out there. See how that looks. Okay, how are we doing? Coming off of this, the double bottom here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if that's the 2. Okay, I think he had that written, already drawn up. 3. All right, it's a little deep, but you can see. I mean, it's previous resistance becomes the support. Same old thing, right? Never changes. You'll see that. Doesn't matter the time frame, the market, always, right? They'll test those, right? Will it hold? Will it hold? Is it safe? Is it safe? Or is a bunch of supply going to come in? That's essentially what they're doing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, remember, we're still seeking this 3 here. I should take that up. Let's go to submicro. So we're trying to go 1, 2. We're seeking that 3 up here. This is 3, 4. We're trying to get to that 5 right there. to get to that, like that. All right, just out of curiosity, I like to see what those targets look like. Are they just wildly out of bounds? Okay, let's see. There's the 2. Okay, well, that looks pretty solid, right? So if this is going to be 1, 2, since we're out of log here, 1, that's such a deep 2. 3, right, is what we're trying to get to. 4, 5. So then it'd just be a question of coming back here. Is this 3 or 1? Right? You're gonna have to live with that huge imbalance between the 2 and the 4, or is it 1, 2? Right? And then this is the big 3. But this is not out of bounds. I mean that's sharp, straight up, straight down on the 1, 2. But then the 3 starts to look pretty good. So that feels better. So kind of same thing. And I always do this where it's just to demonstrate, because you can get lost down there in the detail, and you got to step back from it and say, does it have the right look? Right? Elliott would talk, I mean, you do this long enough, you know the right look when you see it. Okay, beautiful, right? Great internal 3 here. So that all the more makes me think 1, 2, big 3 here coming, right? Which is more bullish, right? So if the way Freud has it, if this is the 3 and this is the 4, we're just completing the 5. If it's 1, 2, we're just, I mean, shit, that could be the 1 of the 3, right? So it starts to get very bullish. Certainly could be the 3, right? But you'd want to measure that. So what would that be more likely to be? If it's 1, 2, and we complete this impulse here, well, shit. If we complete it up here. Oh, what are you tied to? That's one of yours. Oh, that's the count that you were suggesting that it was 4, and we're going up for the 5, right? So if this is the 3 and this is the 4, boy, that 5 is just massive. Let's look here. Boy, there's a lot of work today. Okay, so 1, 2. Well, okay, so think of it this way. If it's, I think you gave it to me in a daily. I think we did this, but let's just do it again, right? So give yourself, now having worked through all of that, does this make sense? Right? Look, well, that's interesting, right? So look what we just tagged here, the 1618, 178 window. But I think this has got more legs. All right, so median lines look like you're gonna have to put some additional runners on that. All right, so you'd have to, well, there's 100. You're at the 200. That's not bad, actually. Let's go. Okay, so we've got the 200 on there. Let's get the 200. Okay, so we're just coming up on the 2. Oh, I might put the 150 on as well, as we are just now. We're sitting here in the 1618 window. So 1, 2. Okay, so. I'm trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so it'd be 1, 2, looking for the bigger 3. So I'm just going to change his a little bit. All right, so up towards the 2618, and the 4 would be over here. Let's change that color. Oh, here we're putting white. All right, so 1, 2. Looking for that big 3 up to the 2618 of this 1, 2. Right, so now we'd be pushing, shit, maybe get it here. We'd have perfect geometry. This one valid. So 1, 2, looking for the 3 up here. 4, 5. So this is the big, well, that should actually go up 1. Let's go to intermediate. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, it starts to get really bullish. Near. Do they have that kind of potential? I don't know what they do. I don't know anything about them or what problem they're solving. All right, so you're kind of, at this point, I'd have something out on the daily and say, okay, if it's 1, 2, right, this is a reasonable shot for the 3. If I'm going to get a big 3 here, the 2618, reasonable to have a target. So if that's the case, well, if I'm going to get there, if it's 1, 2, I mean, could be the 3, but if we're going to go that far, if you're that big of a bull, I like the idea of the 1, 2, and we're still working on the 3, 4, 5 to get up here. The 1, 2, 3. So, I mean, here's your high probability zone right here, but that doesn't look like it's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, then you'll be back to what he's got, but you know, you got the overlap, you got some challenges there. So I'd keep a long-term, I'd keep a daily, a 4, and maybe a 30-minute, so that you're dealing with all of the complexity that's in there, because this is a tricky one. All right, what did we finish there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 3? 1, 2. So let's get over to where he's now in the trade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C into the 2. So we got just past the 707. Looks like he's either in. So I think he's probably in. Off of the idea that we went 1, 2. Yeah, just ignore them, right? You can't. You got to deal with them. But A, B, C. Yeah, that works. A, B, C into the 2. So we're steep, right? You lost the algo, but you not necessarily, I mean, you certainly don't kill the Elliott count. That's kind of a sloppy start anyway. Well, if this is the 5, we'd have to do it here. If it's A and we're expanding the B, A, B, C, right, a little deep, but perfectly valid. So you can look at it, right? You can see it right off the bat. 1, 2, right? Are we still in the 3? Right? Is just the 4 going in? 1, 2. Okay. Again, same thing, right? Every chart, always the same way. All right. Trust me, it'll help you. I wouldn't tell you if it didn't. Okay. So 1, 2. That's all you got, right? Well, it's just out of curiosity here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. A, B, C. Looks like you're kind of on the right track there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like he's already in off of this first little retrace. Got to stop down here at the pivot low. Good way to trade it. Well, let's label it up. All right. So 1, 2. We're seeking the 3, 4, 5. Micro. Let's go to light blue. All right. So that's what we're trying to do. 1, 2. Well, so. Well. If that's a good one, let's get a good target. Here's a minimum, right? We've already done that. Doesn't look like that's going to be your 3. So if this is 1, 2, 3, nothing says that's done. There's not much subdivision there. 1, 2. It's not really giving you much there. But right now you'd have to assume there's another swing down to give a little more definition. That even if we go to a 15. Okay, now you can see it a little better. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that could be done. All right, if you want to be more conservative, you wait for that to finish. Right, on the assumption that if this is the 1 and this is the 2, this is going to be the 1 of the 3. It's not. It could be, right? Of course, it could be, because we'd be past the 100%. But you'd be expecting, right? If you're a bull here, based on his targets, right? Just looking at his targets, we're trying to finish the 1. So this would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this one, right? So this has to go up a degree. Let's change that color. Put that in green. Okay, 1, 2. We're trying to get into the 1. Now, if you're more conservative, let this finish, and then wait for the 2. So if I was just looking at this today, which I am for the first time, I'd wait for that to finish. I would, right? Just to confirm that I've got a good pivot here, because this is such a clusterfuck of wicks. And okay, right. So maybe that's the 1, 2. All right. You're putting the 3 here with a higher pivot. So right off the bat, it's already a little funky. You're accommodating these kind of wicks, right? It's just in crypto, you have to deal with it. So thus all the more, while if you're a little, okay, could be, maybe, I'd let that 1 complete and wait for that next retrace. And I'd tee it up right there. So very, very clear. So you wouldn't need to give it that much room, right? So if you wait for that to finish, the assumption is that the first 2 is in here. So you could be a tick below that pivot, right? Because it would invalidate the count. So I could be 1 tick, or give it a little room in case you double bottom. 1, 2, you'd be trying to get into the 3 of the 3 of the 3. All right, so here's the 2, then there's the next 1, then there's the next 1. So you're trying to get into the 3 of the 3 of the 3. All right, man, you guys are making me work hard today. This is some tough counts, right? There's it's kind of a tricky time in crypto, right? Everything is just grinding higher, and we're not getting good retraces. Okay, let me keep going so I don't. Jesus Christ, people are dropping off. Okay, so let me keep going here because these have been tough today. I'm sure that's boring as fuck to watch, but for those of you that are learning, hopefully the thought process is helpful. Okay, let me get Demon Lee with XRP. Here's another one I'm in. Okay, so what are you thinking? Jesus. Whew, grind today. Very much a grind. It's usually not so challenging, but today they have been really tough. Okay, so let's save that one. Okay, what are we thinking? So this is Demon Lee. Okay, this is one we've looked at this in a couple of live streams because we looked at this. So the impulse coming off of the. Oh, where are we here? Oh, this is the perpetual on Bybit. Okay, so I got an impulse. I got a nice little triangle into the B. For the C, we get this 1, 2. Oh, yeah, that works. 3, 4, 5. Candidate, right? So it looks like he's giving you a candidate for a dub. Oh, what are we doing here? Demon Lee. It looks like I feel like you're giving me 2 counts here. Well, this wouldn't be the X here, so all right. So you're thinking W. Oh, I see. Okay, so it looks. What are you doing here? So it looks to me like this X would have to be up. I feel like you're giving me 2 counts here. Okay, let's see if we can put it together. All right, so if this is our low. What are we doing with that? Well, that looks corrective, right? So this looks like Bitcoin. So this is, I think you can truncate here. So I like your thinking here. So the these guys with these monster degrees. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so, all right, but Diamond Lee, you kind of left me hanging here. So what do we got here, right? So this is 1 and this is 2, right? Or looks like you're kind of implying there's an alternate to consider, 3, 4, 5. So let me get those. Oh shit, here we go. All right, usually I go faster, but you guys have been brutal today. So this all looks really, this is clean, right in the pocket. I'm a little shy on that target, ABC. So why not a 2 here? And it looks like what he's, again, this is just me habit. Oh, I put him in green. Okay, so if it's an ABCW and we've got a 5 here, the implication would be that he's thinking, man, what are you thinking? Well, you've got a WXY here, so it seems like you're trying to think that this could be WXY, right, for the Y over here. Or the alternate is that we've got the 2 and this is a 1 and that's tricky. W. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we go WX. Is that a true? Do we really have a 3 there? Yeah, I guess we do. Okay. That's a lot of WXYs. Okay. It looks like this works. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little gnarly there. Looks like you're gonna have to finish it here. WX. Oh Jesus. Looks like you'd have to triangle that. A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a tricky one right there. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't finish it here because this comes down so far. So you'd have to go W, A, B, C into a triangle to finish that. All right. So, well, it looks like. Okay. A, B, C. A, B, C, D, E for the X, for the Y. So, but you're going with an A there. So it looks like you think this has got to come down here, but you didn't label me here. Okay, well let's think about if this is how I just well shit. I'll just tell you how I'm trading it. I'm going with 1-2 here, right? So this being I don't know why. So I feel like Diamond Lee, you're maybe overcomplicating here a bit. I mean, this sexy with all of the. I mean, I appreciate your flexing your Elliott knowledge there. But it's a tricky count, but I think it might be more complicated than it need be, right? And until this is coming down here to threaten down here, I don't see any reason to not call that a 2, at least as it sits right here. Right? What do we do, right? So this was a golden zone. So I think this is the one I think I've done this in the last couple of Bitcoin videos. If that's the one, we get a golden corner here. So we're working towards some of those upper targets. So we've got this as a candidate. If we're gonna get up here, right? We shouldn't. We could do it here. I realize that's a sloppy start. So if this is the 1-2, when in doubt, right? So good, just in the back of your mind. When in doubt, simplify if you can. So what's the simplest solution I can see here? That's 1-2, 1-2. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this broke a little bit, but I think in log scale it didn't. All right, so we're here. So we've gone 786. Is this the one? No, that did broke in both. Okay, so we've gone 786. So this is a good candidate for the 2. I think that still works here, so we can still do it via WXY into the 2. I don't know about the ABC, although I think it feels like you're thinking. I'm going to pull that off here. That we're not done with this correction, and I feel you, right? But again, this would be my primary. So rather than complicate so much, I would say that, well, this is the simplest solution here. Right? This is 1-2, 1-2, right? So it's technical, right to a 706, prior restructure. I can get the 1 here. I can complete the impulse here. Why not 2? Well, I understand you got to think that through and go with what you see here. I'm pulling off some of the things you've got there just to kind of simplify. So 1, 2. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we really have a good impulse there? Well, you'd want, let's see. So first off, is it 1-2? Okay, I'm right to a 50. Right? So it's possible. 1-2 looks like triangle 4. So right off the bat, you gotta label it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like triangle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a tough finish. Let's leave it there for a second. All right, if that's the 1, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2. Well, let's see, 1, 2. Fuck, it would overlap. So you'd have to do it down here. 3. Well, you could have a diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, when in doubt, simplify. So if this is 1 and that's 2. 1, 2 seems reasonable here. It's not the cleanest 5 I've got there. What are we on? Let's go 30-minute. So that looks like you're finishing an AB. So it looks like you could do it. It's kind of the same thing. Working backwards, looks like that's an ABC. Looks like I can get I might be able to do 1, 2. Well, let's do ABC, right? When in doubt, simplify, right? So A, B, because I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's an ABC that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Extension in the 5th. Okay, let's keep it simple. So we finished something there. This is the ABC, is a candidate for the 2. All right, let's bring this down a degree. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, and we're working on the 3. 3, 4, 5. Micro. Again, just habit. I do it this way. The 3 is a little shaky, but I like it better as a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So where'd we get? 50 to the tick. Okay, so candidate here, right? Just another one. I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong, but here's another way to look at it. So if I brought it up without any labeling on it, I'd probably end up here. I'm maybe getting some influence from your work here, but all I've tried to do is just simplify it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, the retracement depth. So this is actually a little bit easier because you're getting some decent twos, right? I mean, some of these are incredibly deep. This one's a little tricky, but oh shit. Yep, you have to do it that way. 3, triangle, 4 into the 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that's not a great place to be a buyer. So if that is 1, 2, well, of course, anything's possible, right? But for this to go straight line up here to finish that, just again, it's kind of think gravity, right? You throw the ball up, eventually gravity is going to bring it down. That's just a straight rip up, right? So there's almost no subdivision in that. So it makes you want to call it a 3, but now that that looks 4-ish. So where's your 2? You're kind of stuck. Jesus, you got nothing. That's an hourly. How about a 15? Well, unless you're doing it this way, boy, this is a tough. Unless you're doing this, 3, 4, 5. I can't say I love that as the 1. I'm more inclined to put it over here, but I'm not sure I can make that. Yeah, that looks like it'll be long enough. There's not much there. I'm down to a 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks better. That looks like that could roll over, but you don't. Well, so as soon as I'm doing that, I don't really want that to roll over because look at the 2 relative to the 4. I don't want a big 4 out here because it loses structure. I would leave it there because that's a little shaky on this as to is that the 1, 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it could work. I might wait for that to finish. Well, either you're buying it right here, playing for the 4 to the 5, or you're going to wait and see what happens here. If that's going to be a good 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, okay, it could go higher, but does that seem realistic that we're going to get a monster rip here? I mean, you could, right? So nothing says it couldn't. You do have a corner here. Looks like that's already been realized. It has, right? So you've come off the corner, so because you had this didn't take much time. So even I tighten that up. You're still there, right? So you've got your 80 is already burned. I would keep it on just for structural reference in terms of, okay, we could come up. Maybe we go second target here. Maybe you get a big runner here. But I'd be thinking this, all right? This is 1, 2. I'm waiting for the next one of the 3 to finish, right? And I want that one into that one. That's the one I'd be working on. So watch list. All right, I would want this to finish here, knowing that if that's going to hold as the 1, this is not going to be the 3. So give me the 2 to get into the 3, and I think that all looks quite good. All right, okay, so back out to the 15. I think that's the one, Diamond Lee, you had drawn. All right, so I'm just putting it back into action. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm actually trading this, but I've kind of got a longer term view on it. 1, 2, 1, 2, kind of the same idea. Any of this structure in here could be used, right? So if we come back and test some of this, come into here, this I'd add there. 1, 2, looking for it. The 3, 4. All of that implies more upside. Oh, this would go up a degree. Let's go minuet. 1, 2. Still seeking that 3 at this degree. A lot of huge. Ripple seems to have a love it or you hate it. If you've been to a bank recently and tried to wire something, you're hoping for more here. Okay, let me keep moving. Great work. You guys are challenging me today. There's no doubt. I don't know how exciting it is as a live stream, but this is the reality of TA. At least TA, the way we teach it. All right, there's easier ways to do it. I can tell you that. There are definitely easier ways to do it. Okay, I think we covered that. All right, so next up, hey, Boris. I haven't seen you in a while. Boris 2.0. All right, copy link. Let me go here. What do we got? Zilliqa. Oh. Boris, I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so we got a daily on Binance. Okay, so I got some cool stuff down here. What do we got here? The wave trend cipher. Oh, somebody else was using that here. It must be a good one. I see members using that. Okay, well this looks. Oh my God, I've got something straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, how do we not like this? I'm just gonna hide that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, good. You're giving me all the subdivision. Okay, so I'm gonna hide some of these just to make it a little easier to see the counts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, this is good work here. All right. If you're gonna put money on the line, do the detail work. It's easy to just go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But can you really can you really get the subdivision to work, right? You have just all that much more conviction when you do that extra work, right? It's this is tedious, right? It's tedious for anyone, right? Welcome to reality, right? Welcome to TA, right? There's parts of it that is just tedious. You're grinding it out. Does that work? Nope. Does that work? Can't be that. Must be this. If not this, then that. That's the process, right? No one told you it was going to be easy. Okay, so working backwards, looks like that's an ABC. So right off the bat, this looks like WXY into that 4. Okay. That looks like that's technical too. So do we get an algo there? Looks like we might have. Right, a little shy. Right, so right to the golden zone, a little shy on the target. But too far gone now, so they didn't get their target. Okay. All right. So coming all the way back to our COVID low. 1, 2. Nice detail work, right? Everything is qualified. 3, A, B, C. All right. That looks good. 5, 4, 3. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, W, B. Oh, what are we doing there? You might have to truncate that there, because there's the 3. So this could be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, similar to what Bitcoin did. It looks like you'd have to truncate there to get that 5, ABC, ABC. So either way, my fucking matters. Okay, 1, 2 looks like we went right into a golden zone. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's good. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's a little skinny there, but kind of looks almost the same thing here. It looks exactly like this. But it looks like that's done in ABC. Yep. All right. Almost looks like a little AB. Oh, no, that'll work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's your C. So right to a golden zone here. I'm just going to, just so it stands out. Or just at least it's colors that I'm used to. All right, so right taps the 618. So what do we get there? Golden corner, right there. On the pivot. So 1, 2. Right. So let's finish it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little heavy. 1. Let's put it in. Blue here. 1, 2, ABC. Well, that's not gorgeous coming off of that. All right, so let's get that pivot right there. I like the 2. a true double top there. But that's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a fucker right there. Oh, what is that? What is that right there? All right, let's take that off. So we know we've got a golden corner here. It looks like you've got to go with a flat here. Looks like you'd have to do it this way. So either it's W, no, because that's, you'd have to finish with that 5. So you'd have to do it this way. So this would have to be, so it would be A, B, C. B, C into the B, because this is just a free fall. So it's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a new low here. So it looks like you'd have to play it that way. A, B, C. So you'd need this as 4, 5. So it looks like you'd have to do it this way. So you'd have to do 1, 2, working on 3, 4, 5 up here. Oh shit! All right. So if I'm tempted to go WXY or ABCWX, but that's a bit of a, looks more like a 5. So I would stick with the flat. So you'd have to finish here, right? Which I think is a true double top. All right, so ABC. Oh, fuck, 3, 3, 5. Maybe a better way to say that. So let's look at it from here. If that's a good 1, okay, I can live with that. As a 2, well, that looks very 4-ish, but this looks like this threat to overlap. But it hasn't as of yet. You'd want that to be the 4. So 1, 2, 3, working on the 4, 5. Let's go white. Okay, so looks like 1, 2. Okay, that's not going to be likely the 3, although let's get it measured. If we have to do it that way, so you'd be going 1, 2. It's got to get at least to here, all right, as the 3. But then I'd be inclined to be thinking 1, 2, 1. And is that going to get that far? And if that's going to hold as the 4, if. So I'd be waiting here. I don't like this enough. This is a little too squirrely. I'd want to see that finish. So where, right? So if it gets here, then I think you can look a little bit more into the idea that that's a 3. Although what an ugly impulse, right? That's not the look you're after, right? This is not what you want to. I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen, but that's not the ideal, right? It's not what you're looking for in terms of more conviction. But I don't see any way to turn that into a completed impulse. So you're kind of stuck with that. Oh. I suppose there's a chance there could be a diag going in here, that this is A, B, C. Oh, fuck, can we do this? A, B, C into 1, but you don't get much there. So I'd be uncomfortable here because I don't know where I am. I don't know. This is so wonky. I don't love it enough to put money at risk. So whatever's happening here, I'd want to see that finish. Boris, there's no need to force a trade. Be picky, right? There's so much to trade. I know Zelica, right, got lots of potential, but the technical pattern here is too iffy for me, right? I would just be a little uneasy with what I've got going on here. I don't know what that is. I mean, it could be, right? We're doing our best to kind of label it. This looks like a solid 5, solid 3, but this is not the start that I want. So you'd have to, in the back of your mind, be mindful of the possibility that we do something deeper like this before we start up. So this would be watch list, definitely. But I don't think there's a trade. I mean, gun to my head, I'd be long, not short. I might try and get that. But I wouldn't trade it, right? It's not good enough, at least for my criteria. Too many things to trade where I'm not lost or not, could be, maybe, right? Those are things that I never pull. If I'm in my head, could be, might be, I don't pull the trigger. I wait until, I see it. Just a suggestion, right? So many things to choose, right? Why take something that's iffy? Now, if you're already in, and I'm going to assume you're long, Boris. If you're already in, that's not a bad spot for a stop. Right, depending on what your time frame is, or what your size is, how much leverage, but you're kind of in just a chop zone as it sits right here. So or you just be patient. Let that finish. If you finish up here, okay, well at least you got an ugly 5. I still might wait for this. I would want to solidify this pivot here, that this is going to give me a clean 5, right? And then I know it's likely the one of the 3 relative to this one. All right, let me keep going. Oh, I got Trade Diva down under. What are you giving me? Oh, DENT coin. I think I know this one. Mobile data industry. Okay, well, let's take a look, right? Trade Diva down under, long-time member. Very, very, very much improved. She works at it, so it's reflected in her work. Okay, so let me copy that. Okay. What do we got? DENT to the dollar. DENT sounds like it's for dentists. Come on. What do I have to get a daily here? Finance. Why am I not getting that, Trade Diva? DENT. Why don't I have that? Do I have the right link? No, it doesn't. Maybe I don't. Let me try that again. Oh, it says I do. Okay, well that's the one you gave me. So why do I not get a good copy here? Let's try again. Copy. Save. There it is. Okay. Okay. Well, so right off the bat, I already like what she's doing here. This is, so you can see it, right? It's very clear to the eye, right? So you look at the 2 relative to the 4, right? That's, not the ideal balance that you'd like to see. So what would be an alternate? Well, I suppose if you're just thinking about that conceptually, if you're just thinking about balance, this as a 4, at least the length of time is a little closer. So, right, so I do this a lot. You guys see me do this a lot, and here's what I'm trying to get at, which is why I do this. We are in log here, so that's going to fuck up a little bit. But that's that 4 to that 2 makes me a little suspect of it. So it looks like you could finish an impulse here. So I might be inclined to do it this way, Trade Diva. Let's just consider this. Looks like maybe this way, just to give you an alternate. Okay, so I'm going to use your big ones here. Can I do this? Let's see, maybe I can do this using your numbers. Not that yours isn't right. Just giving you something right off the bat. Just at first glance, as I look at it, that's kind of what occurred to me. I want this to all be self-contained. Now, if this had gone much deeper, I might rethink that. But at right now, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got something good here. We're not so far gone, and the time hasn't been so much larger than this that it would disqualify it for me. Oh shit! Where's that 4? Here it is. Okay, so I might put the 4 there. So the only difference is what are we calling the 1, 2? So this being the 3 as a 4, I think plays. Let's get that so we can see that. Okay, so nice detail in here. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty long. Yep, that's all you got, right? So you gotta account for that 5 that finishes. All right, let's consider that as a 4, just as an alternate here. Oh, let's just hide that so I can free up a little room down there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're trying to get to the big 5 way up here. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Well, what really doesn't change the next trade is just in terms of what kind of targets they are, and then what would follow, assuming this completes as this impulse. It sure looks like it's going to. Great use of median lines here. I'm only doing this just so I'm just used to the. Oh, fuck, what do I want here? I want template default here, just so it stands out a little bit for people watching on the video. Look how that median line, right? This is very common. If it's not going to go to the other side, it'll hover around it while it decides which side it wants to go to. It takes this direction here. Oh, now you are, way outside of it, but interesting how it comes back to that median line. So, I might put some runners on that. Now, I'm just going to hide this for the sake of the video so we can look in here as we've got a second one you're working on. So this being a candidate for the 4, 1, 2. What do I got here? Let's go down to a 2. All right, so coming off of the 5 that finishes, let's just take a peek here. 1 ABC. Well, that's 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof, that's ugly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it works. Okay, so this would be the key pivot here, right? We don't overlap. Okay, so this would be 3. This is 4 over for the 5. Okay, so you're good. So it works. Okay, so coming off of this, okay, 1, 2. Okay, there it is. All right, you left a little out here. 1, 2, trade diva. She knows I kid with her. That's a little skinny, but that's not so far gone. So I want to complete the whole thing. Once we've done this, I want this to be a completed impulse, unless I just simply can't do it. So 1, 2, that looks solid, right? So the only variable is what pivot is this, right? If it is the 4, 1, 2, well, that looks technical. So off of the low, what did I get for the 2? I got a nice 50. I feel like you've already done that, but okay. So we've got a good candidate for the 2 here. Now, where are we? Oh, look at this. So coming off of that, let's go down to a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little squishy at the top, but right, that's all you got. Oh, I guess it works. 1, 2. Looks like you can get that as an ending diagonal here. 5, 3, 1. Well, that's a rough start, isn't it? Yeah, we're seeing a lot of this today. Let's get you down there. Tedious, I know. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoosh, boy, is that ugly. Oh, I guess that's all you got here. Will that work? Let's just see here. Oh, look at that. Just by a tick. You guys probably can't even see that, right? It's just clears it by a tick. So we can. So 5 is longer than 3, 3 longer than 1. So it works. Assuming Trade Diva down under did that little calculation to make sure you could call that the 1, 2, right? You'd hope so, right? You'd hope that worked, because boy, that's one ugly count. Okay, that looks reasonable. Yeah, that finish is a little shaky, but there's not much better there. A looks like a good. Well, that's more likely. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like that's your best bet here. B. Oh, that's a fucker, right? What do you do with that, right? It's just a liquidation wick. Oh, well, so just to because of that, just to be a detailed about it, you'd have to do it this way. Because that's you can't get 5 into that. Well, fuck, I'm on an hourly, but it's just a free fall. It doesn't really matter, right? So we come right in here, we get a golden corner, right? So note here, we're not the 618, right in the golden zone. So WXY into the 2, 1, that'll work. Okay, 1 A B C into the 2, 3 4 5. So something's completed here. Whew, that's a little ugly, but you have to do it this way. Jesus, can you make that work? God, some of the toughest Elliott counts. A, B, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Does that overlap? Just holds it. 3, 4, A, B, C, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to essentially a double top, but you'd have to go 3, 4, 5. So you'd have to work backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. All right, so that's without a lot of detail, but I'd just be more focused on how deep did we go. So it looks like you're working through. Well, it's WXY, right? So this is A, B, C. That's tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C into a W. A, B, C. Right? Do you see how I'm finishing that here? So this would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It ain't a great finish, but I think that's why you'd go A, B, C into the W. A, B, C, looking for that X. You're right. You got this resistance zone here, which I'm assuming is tied to structure off to the left. Okay, so we're working on that. Now, what comes off of this? Right now, you might be back here changing this into an ABC based on what comes next. If, right? Nothing says it has to go down, but if it is coming down, well, you'd have a sell side algo to work with. Looks like that's already to a 50, right? Well, a little front run. I wouldn't mind seeing that come up a little further. Maybe that's why that box is there. A, B, C into an X. Now, do I get 3 or 5? Right? If I get 5, I can deal with it. I can turn that into an A. 3, it could be done, right? We're right to the 50, but you might look for a little bit more. So anything. So what are we doing? We're just looking for the retrace to come back down here. So if I can get it here, note I get a little confluence here with the algo target, assuming that's our pivot and we're going to start to come down, and we do it in a 3, well, then we know where we are. Okay, so then we'd be looking here. So if this is the 2, this is not going to be the 3, so this is going to likely be the 1. I know we don't know. 3, 4, 5. Let's get you micro. Let's go blue. Okay, Jesus. 1. Okay, waiting. Oh, we are in log here, but I'd do something like that. All the tools that I can use. All right, can I get some geometry? Oh, maybe I got a channel here that's going to come down here. We'll hit lower channel or center line. As much as I can use, I want to use. Okay, what else is there? Well, I've got all this structure here. I can just kind of pull this left. All right, look at all that structure here. Resistance. Now, are we going to come back down, test from above? I like the idea, particularly if we do this in a 3. If I get something like that, no hesitation, right? Right into structure. Look at the high volume node here. If I get it in a 3, then I've got all the ingredients here. I know I'm going to pick up a buy algo here. I've got a pattern that plays. The balance of time plays better. So I'm working 1 after this 2, right? So I would not be looking to I would not be looking to be a seller here. But if this comes down here, you always have the choice. So let's just assume it does it in a 3. If you come into this zone, wait, break the channel, little retrace. There's the trade, right? If you're that's the more conservative approach. Ideally, right? You're down to maybe a 15-minute. Or 5 or a 10? Do I get a 5 out of that? Retrace 2. I want to be in the 3. Now, if I were to catch that, and that finishes, where am I? Going to be the 3? Not likely. Right? Not likely to be the 3. So if you were to complete that, right, we're looking for the 3 way minimum, way up here. So if you got that, this would be good news. That's kind of a high-class problem. Oh, I completed an impulse here, but it's not going to be long enough to be the 3, so this would be the 1 of the 3. So all of that sets up the whole idea that if I get 3 here, I want to be into the bigger wave. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's got to do it in 5, right? If it's going to complete off of this whole idea, we'll probably take that up a degree. All right, let's put the whole thing back together. Let's go out to that 8 hour and see, does it make sense? Right, so this is the final check. You got to come back out to a longer time frame and say, does that make sense? So we'd be working off of the idea that to finish, well, remember we got this big 3 here and a pretty deep 4. We didn't make the 50, but still, I had a lot of complexity into it. If this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, very bullish. I mean, just process of elimination. There's not much else that it could be, right? If this is 1, 2, well. Oh, fuck. I suppose your alternate, the bearish, would be that this is working on it. So this would be a W. We're working on the X, and we're going to get a Z down here. That would be so if this pivot breaks, that's what you would assume next. Oh, okay. I'm going to have a more complex correction. Take your stop. Not going to blow your account up. Now I'm looking for I'm still looking for the bigger 3. I'm still looking to get into the 1 of the 3, or I wait for the 1 to complete. Now I get the 3 of the 3. Hopefully that makes sense. You get that it's a lot of sausage today, making of sausage, but I think that's just the reality, right? So what you're getting is no fluff, just the tedious grind of TA. Okay, let me keep going. All right, shit, I suppose a few people are still watching. I know the members will come back here and catch it, which is what's important. Okay, I got scam. Oh, scam's posted before. Okay, that looks like good work. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. So it looks like I've got looks like this. I got 2 more. So I got scam and Koki. James M. Just yeah. Okay, we get it. Okay, so CVXWETH. But as I finish up here, so good work, Trade Diva. Okay, CVXWETH. Let me get the link on here. Oh, Jesus. I'm fucking boring myself. Okay, CVXWETH. Okay, what do we got here? There could be another wave degree in this section, but being conservative for now, right? So I'm with you. When in doubt, simplify, right? Get the big picture, and then you're only back here dealing with this if something has changed up here, where you're like, wait a minute, something's off. And that's when you're back here saying, is this 1, 2, 1, 2? Okay, so I got up. Oh, shit, here, I got to copy it. Okay. Okay, scam. Let's pull out a little bit here so I can see what you're thinking long term. Okay, I like this. 1, 2. I'm just going to push that up here. Yeah, I see what you're thinking, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I prefer the way you have it, actually. I don't think I'd worry about that just yet. Okay, so there's your absolute low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fuck. No, I don't know. It matters. Corrective. 1, box 2. Okay, so this is good work. So he's doing what I tend to do is say, okay, does that look like, if that's the 2, could that be the 4? And I think that's well done. So because this looks like this is a complicated push into here. Oh, this is all nice with all the logo and all of this. You guys are fancy. 1, 2. Okay, so well, one thing that's a little trickier, right? I guess if it's your chart, right, it doesn't matter. These are all kind of big. Let's take these down a degree or 2. Let's go micro here. Let's go sub here. And let's go, that would be minuet. So, and let's change that color. For me, it just makes it easier for me to track where the hell I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd take this down as well. I'd go sub micro on that. I'd put that in blue here. Okay, let's dig in there. Okay, so 1, 2. We're still seeking. Oh shit! Here, hang on. We're still seeking a big 3. I'm going to change that color just so I can find it. Let's go green. Where is that 3? Okay, so those are still way up there. I keep grabbing that. Okay, so we're working on this count as it is now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're starting into the 1 of the 5, right? So we're trying to complete the third. Sure, let's come down a degree. We're trying to complete the third at this degree, right? So this is the one we're after. I'll put that 3. Okay, so this, let's put that in micro and this one. Okay, so let me go down to the, what did you give me, a 2 hour? Okay, so let's go sub blue here. Okay, so is that the 3? Well, there, that looks like that's our target area. 1, 2, 3. We are not in log. Here's the 1618 relative to this 1, 2. So we're plenty far enough. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that could be relative to that. I'm just curious. That doesn't look like it's going to be. It's going to be too far, right? So we're past the 2618, but I like the subdivision 3, 4. So there's the 1, 2, 3. Now the 4 is a little iffy. But what else do we have here? Look at that wick. Boy, those are annoying. So would it work just as well with closes? 1, 2, 3, 4. It would actually. So let's okay, oh shit, come here. Did I get candles yet? Candles? Yeah, okay. So these, you just got to deal with it, right? So fortunately, in this case, it fits in. That's about all you got to work with there. This is not terribly liquid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I like the 3 there. A, B, C. I like the 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm gonna push that one off. I think so. I think understanding what you did there, I'm gonna just push that off for a minute. Let's see. Looks like A, B. Oh fuck. Let's just keep it simple. Looks like there's a 5 there. Okay, where are we? Okay, we got a completed 3. We're still looking to complete that 1. So I'm going to push that off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this has got one more kick to where you lean into that idea that that's the 4. Oh man, there's a lot of, this line here is your traditional channel. This is your 1, 2 channel. Oh, that's median lines. Okay, so let me get just so I can see them better. Okay, back to the impulse here. So we've got, I'm going to take this off as well just because I know what you were doing there. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like this is structure that he's playing with. So there's the 5. So this is a solid completion here. So the 1, 2, 3 is solid. That'll work, right? So as he was demonstrating, we're not disproportionate here. So I would probably bring that up a little further. Like that. I tend to fatten them up a little bit so I can just see it. So looks like, okay, let's go back to an hourly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this needs to catch one more kick to know that you had a 5 coming off of that to lock in on this as your 4, which it plays with the structure nicely. Oh, let's hide that. Okay. This is nice work, Scam. Very nice. Okay, so that's for upper targets, but we don't, okay, so this is you're waiting to see, so we don't have this yet, right? So that's there once we get that pivot. So what he's doing here, so he's already got this wicked out on the assumption that we're going to complete the 5, we're going to have a 1 there, right? And we might double top. So you can just imagine, right? So we're going to hit some resistance there. It don't have to be that big. So we come up and complete the 1 here into a double top, right? So guaranteed, well, I'm going to use this. Guarantee you there will be people buying it right there. I can absolutely guarantee you, right? And there'll be others that know better, right? You might, which you can see it's all teed up, right, to bring in the 2. So retail buys it on the, it's going to the moon thinking, right? Right. It's first thing that so the B is always the, maybe it's going to, right? That's why you get 3 there. And then you're into the 3. So I would be, all right, well, shit, you could buy it right now, right? You could buy it right there into the 4 to the 5, right? You'd have a clear exit. You'd have an invalidation point. Because you can look at this and say, well, that could be WX, right? It could roll over, right? So a lot of times what you're thinking about, if I'm wrong here, what could it be? Well, this is pretty pronounced here, but again, I don't think it matters, right? So it looks like you've got an A here. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like that's A, B, and you finish with a C. So then I'm kind of back to thinking, do I have something else here? Looks like you could get a diag into that, because that looks like 5. That's 3. That's 5. That's barely 3, and looks like that's 5. So this would be the candidate for a cluster where if this is going to roll over, right? You can just see it, right? If we're going to come down lower here, we wouldn't be threatening any of this, right? Because that we've all completed here. This is the pivot that we'd have to pay attention to, because if that's the 2 and that's the 3. But now you'd be stretching a little bit in what he was trying to show here, which is the length of time of 4 relative to the 2. You'd be all right here. But you know, you don't get any guarantees. So if you're a bull here, let's see, we got any? Oh, you held the 50. So maybe you take a. I wouldn't go with size there. You might take 1 run at that. What are we on? Even a 15 is going to be a little squirrely here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that an impulse? Well, so of course, sushi swap, we get a little skinny down here. Well, if that's going to hold as the 4. See, this doesn't have to be an impulse. So, you know, you could have the overlap. But if I'm trading that, I would just use a couple of ticks under this, because I kind of want that to be an impulse. So this would have to be 1, the 2 that's going in now before it kicks. If it's going to take this out, I'd be much more concerned about this turning into a 3 and rolling over. Because you see, here's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the 5. 1, 2. Either way, that's either no matter how you count that, that's a little shaky here. A little shaky in that. So I'd want to really confirm this. So if you're itching for a trade in this asset, in COVEX, trade the 4 to the 5, right? I'd be, well, absolute lowest that you'd give that is to the 2 pivot. I don't know that I would even give it that much. But really what I'd prefer is to let that finish, and then I'd take the next retrace, right? Which seems to be what he's lined up here. Right, let that finish, set up for the 2. Right, confirm it. Now I know I've got a good candidate here for the 4. Doesn't mean it couldn't roll over, that there couldn't be another path for that to take. This could be A, B, C. When it comes down, there's a number of different ways that could go. But if it's me, I'd want to complete that 5, so I was more solid in that 4, and then I'd just wait for the retrace back to structure here. I got high volume nodes. I'd have a buy. Well, of course, there'd be an algo there if I got that. So I'm going to be right in the pocket there, looking for the 3 of the 5. Right, because we've already got all of that done. Okay, I got to keep moving. Okay, that's very nice work, Scam. Good work. Right, good down a tricky count, no doubt. That's a bitch. All right, I'll finish up with Koki here. What do we got? Oh, EOS. All right, EOS. Long-term luggage for me. I've had this for so long I can't even remember. I think I started buying this in 18, I think. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, this is a tough one. All right, so let me make a copy here, and this will wrap it up here, guys. Kind of a grind today. Well, so this is a question that comes up, right? Don't worry if it's not longer is longer, right? So it's not. I wouldn't DQ this because it's not longer in 3, right? Or pardon me, in log. If it's longer, right? So that qualifies as a 3. So I wouldn't worry about that. 1, 2. Well, let's see here. WXY. That's. I'm not sure I like that. 1, 2. Oh, God. Looks like this is going to be a toughie, too. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so I think... Okay, so I see what you're doing. You've got multiple counts in here. So I think I prefer the blue count. Or pardon me, the orange count. 1, 2. So I'd be doing this as a 3. So this looks like WXY. So I think you've got a 3 here. This looks like A, B, C down here, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So this looks like a good ABC into your 2. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay. So that's good. Oh, I gotta make it I gotta make it bigger. Okay, so I can keep track of it too. Now let's go with this as the 3. All right, so we certainly have the distance. Okay, so this looks like a decent 3 here. 1 would be, I think, more likely up here, because this is the COVID low, so we're trying to complete something here. If that's the 3. Okay, so if we're doing it in this structure, 1, 2. God, unless that's a monster. Nope, we couldn't do it because it would be. So you have to do this as a diag, meaning that you actually. It doesn't work as a 5, 3, 5 either, because it's a 3, 3, 3, 3. So in actual fact, you'd want to label this. You guys and your giant degrees. A, B, C is what you're looking for here. Oh, do we have it? Well, okay, let's just check something here. So ideally in a diagonal, you guys hear me say this all the time, you want to catch the 4 at a 50. So we went very deep here. You broke the golden zone here in log scale. Well, we're going to be even worse in log scale, right? So in log, so you lost the algo here, and it looks like you would have lost it again. You might have kept a sell side, but it doesn't look like that would fit the count. You're kind of in no man's land there, but you definitely lost it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C. Now, with a 4 that goes that deep, you're much more prone to a double top or something. You could use the algo target, but you've had a break here. So, I would do it this way. I might do it in a diag. I'd look for a relationship between the start of the 1, just like we're looking for the 4 there. I'd look for something like that. So at the 618, you might truncate here, right? Let's kind of look at it this way. This would be a reasonable target because what I'm after here is now a 5, 3, 5 to get me up there. So I'm going to need a big kick to get up here. But if I did that, since the depth of the 4, you're not anticipating a monster 5. You're anticipating a double top or even a truncation because of the depth of the 4. So, all right. So all of that would be contextual to what's come before, but it doesn't. We could go 1, 2 and be off to the races here, and then you'd be reevaluating this whole thing. But right now, I don't see any reason to do that. Right now, it just feels like the diagonal is in play. Here's the A, right? Here's the B. Now I need a pretty big 5 out of here, so let's go to a 2. See if that would work. That's the B, 1, A, B, C. Well, I'm with you there. So W, X, A, B, C into the Y. So that's good work. All right. God, it must be just me. All right. I have to change these colors. So 1, 2, 1, 2, working on the 1. Okay. So let's do a couple of things right here. So that's going to be the A, and that's going to be the B. Well, so this would work. All right, so most common for an ABC would be 100, second most common, third. So we're going to need a pretty big push up here. Oh, this is going to be too sharp, but maybe some of the parallels would work. So you'd have to have 2, 3. So you're going to be up on that. So that's not a huge help here. It looks more like this. Base of support. Okay, got through, didn't get through. All right, got through, back to test it, back to test it. So we've got kind of accumulation down here. Did you give me volume down here? I don't think you did. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. That's got a long way to go to get up to here. Long way. It looks about as solid as you can get. This is clean. Well, 1, 2, yeah, it works. Okay, A, B, C, 3, 4, 5. All solid. That looks good. ABC 1, 2. I don't see an alternate. All right, so well, let's see what I'm on a 2 hour. So let's go to the hourly. He's looking for a retrace here into. Okay, let's see. Let's how that did. Golden zone. Waiting for a retrace on the 15-minute. Here, let me put that back. So let's go to the 15-minute. Okay. Let's get that right up there. So that looks solid. Ah, fuck. Give me a 30. That's going to be mighty steep for median lines. Looks like that's already going to have hit. Nope, just missed it. Okay, so we've got that in play. So it looks like that 80 is coming into play right here. Like you're going to get that. Shit, might get it right here in the video. You're likely to get that 80. So you've got a corner. So here's your golden, well, borderline, right? Golden. But I'd still play it, right? It looks like you have very high odds of getting that. Let's put that in green. Okay, so 1. Looks like it's going to complete. Sure, not going to be the 3. So he's teeing up here for the retrace once we get that. So that retrace would be tied to, well, you'd want to, let's see it ping the median line. And then that retrace is tied to this pivot. Right? So let's assume we get it. So here's what he's doing. Right? Nice work. Nice work. Good job, Koki. Okay, so now that could keep ripping here. Well, let's see an alternate in there. We're on a 30-minute. 1, 2, 3. That's clearly the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that's 1, 2, and we're in the 3 of the 5. So there might be a little bit more in that. Maybe we're going to get up here. But once it starts, well, okay. So in the same idea down here, you're going to have some support and resistance to deal with. So let's get that in context. Let's get that context to what's above. All right, always an algo on the other side. Little shy here. Doesn't look like it's going to get there, but you can't make those assumptions. So the 1, it's just out of curiosity. How do we look here? Right. Past the 786. So that's the big hurdle it's got to get through. That's a deep 2, but it does work, right? So 1, 2. So there's no alternate here. So 1 WXY is the only way to play that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 works. 1 A, B, C is good. No, that might be a WXY. It doesn't matter here. So looking for that to complete. And just now you're just in a holding pattern, right? We don't want to buy up here, right? That's not okay. So and I guarantee you there will be people buying that. Look how many times, right? Look at that. I promise you there will be people buying that right there, and they will buy right into that golden zone. Why? They don't know it's there. They don't know what it signifies. So let them buy it. All right. So what's likely to happen there if they were to buy that? Right after you hit the algo target, right after you hit the median line, right after you hit that golden zone. So we sitting here, we're expecting it, right? You're saying, oh, please retrace off of that, please, right? So I can get in there. But you know there's going to be people buying it there. Oh, there'll be stops there. We can use that as fuel. Nope, they don't know it's there. Okay, so there we go. I think we covered it. Jesus, God, that was brutal. This may be the toughest live stream I've done. Starting with Attila the Killer. Put me under the cosh right off the bat. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you get something out of that. Sometimes I feel like I'm just boring you to tears, but I don't know how else to do it. I don't know how else to do the actual work unless I go through them all ahead of time. But then you kind of lose the thought process, which I think is where the value is. So I know today was kind of tedious. It was tedious for me. Those are tough, but that's just the reality of it. That grinding that out and putting that detail work in. I mean, the big advantage here is I get the head start of the members doing the work on it for me. And if I'm correcting, it's not necessarily that I've got a better one. I'm just giving you another thing to think about. And it's again, some tough ones today. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me here. Those of you that did, brutal. So we'll be back tomorrow with traditionals. Hopefully those will be a little bit easier to spot. But thanks to you guys here, at least I can run one of these now without Monte Crypto. So we'll wrap it. This will be recorded. Anyone who's coming back, I would imagine this will get fewer views than normal because you got to be into it to work through all of this and watch me go through that grind.